Yo, what's up, comic compadres, and welcome back to the Hoodrat podcast, where I'm Hoodrat, you're Hoodrat, and what? We're the Rat Pack, man, and we want to welcome you to the show. We got Jaws in the house. What's up, Jaw?
What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? Thanks for joining us.
What's up, Dan? How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing fine. I'm jealous and proud of both you gentlemen. You did a fantastic job at the Comic-Con in San Diego. I wish I could have been there.
Ian, you did a great job, man. You were all over the place. I'm surprised I even ran into you.
bro, I think, no, bro, I think I fell asleep walking around Comic-Con, bro. Like, I was like, it's just crazy, bro. You know, yeah, it was a great time, man. I try to, my whole thing was I'm trying to bring everybody with me, man. So I was trying to bring everybody on Instagram, like, you all coming with me, man. And then Jaw and Nige, bro, they had to meet me over at the we met at the boom thing, the boom booth. I was like, and I was telling him, like, you guys got to get over here now.
You know what?
Get over here.
I didn't even see Ian. He came out of nowhere like he was a ninja. Came out of nowhere, and then hit me up. Said, "You got to get this. You got to get this." I'm like, okay, like, cool. Where'd you come from? But all right.
They were like, yo, what's up? And they were like trying to dab me. I was like, no, go to Matt and tell him, like, yo, you got something for me now. Go. And then they did, man. They got the Sacred Heart. Yeah. And that book is going for like $500. It's crazy. Wow. It's insane, man. You know, you just had to run into Matt. And I want to let y'all know, man. Let me put myself on blast. That live chat, man. If you're here, live chat. Even if you signed up over there in my short, you still get a second chance. So I'm going to put everybody in a live chat. For this, you get a double chance at this Hardy Quinn number 16. So's Micah, man. This is a hot book, man. I think number 2 on cover price and somewhere else on the top 10 on the rest, man. It's a great book, man. It's pretty. So's Micah was at the con too. I wasn't able to bump into her, but Jaw was, man. How was she, bro, when you bumped into her, man?
Yeah, she was nice. You know, she was about to go on break, and I got there right when she was about to go on break. She had actually stood up. But she was so gracious. She actually stayed there, signed my comic and waited for CGC, Witness to come by. And by the way, who's giving away that book right there? Show that book again, Ian.
I showed this book, man, right here. This should be my this should be the whole picture, bro. The whole picture.
Who's actually giving this away anywhere, right? Everyone's selling this book. It's over 100. It's props to you, Ian.
It's a pretty book, man. It's
beautiful.
It's a beautiful book, man. Like it's a pretty one, man. But man, like I said, man, I crash your guys' feed on Instagram and even on YouTube. So you guys deserve to get to someone out there deserves to get it, man. For reals, man. But hey, we got some guests today, man. So these guests, man, are people that actually attended Comic-Con. They're experts at what they're here for. They are experts at what they're here for. The first man I want to bring in, man, is my man. My man earned his spot, bro. Earned his spot in Hall H and earned his spot here because he waited in that crazy-ass Hall H line. How do I know? Because I was there. I was there waiting with them for 3 hours, and I said, hell no, I ain't doing this shit. And he stayed, man. He stayed. Even though he saw me going, I saw him like, yo, man, maybe Hood's on to something. But he stayed. And that's John, man. Meat Man's in the house, bro. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah. You're the one who got me into that line in the first place, and you bailed on me. I didn't know anything. I'm like, what the hell?
Bro, it was so hot, man. It was so hot, bro. Even with the umbrella, I was cooking. I was like, I think I was like cooking like a brisket, bro, in there, man. Like,
Yeah, I was calling into question all of my life decisions for a little while there. I was like, I don't know about this. Is it really worth it? It's been 3 years. Do I really want to sit through this again? I don't know. And,
tell me, man, was it worth it, bro? Was it worth it?
It's always worth it after the fact. It's after the rush wears off, a few months go by, and you're getting ready for the next one. You're like, man, we're not doing Hall H again. No, it's just not going to happen. And then you get there, you're like, oh, I got to get a line. I got to find somebody. It's like crack. You can't get away from it.
Hey, man, you got the best line in Comic-Con with those guys, man, with the group. Yeah, that group is solid, man. They're solid peeps, man. And then I got another expert from San Diego Comic-Con. Why? Because this man had his own booth, and this man was selling them books, man. And Jaw was over there helping him out for a day. And this man can speak on what people were chasing at San Diego Comic-Con before the announcements and after the announcements. Like, they were running to his booth, he said. They were running to his booth right there at 6 o'clock. So the Marvel panel was from 5 to 6, man. And so there was one more hour, and they were running over to the comic corner, which is the north end of the exhibit hall. And that's my man, Lawrence, man. And I'm happy to have Lawrence. Lawrence has been a friend for a minute. I was like, Lawrence, you going to come on my show, bro? We finally got you on, bro. We finally got you on.
Yes, you've been asking me for a minute, but I'm finally here. So what's up? Let's do it.
What's up, man? Were they really bum rushing your booth shot out there, bro, at San Diego Comic-Con, man?
Oh yeah. Once those announcements drop, it's a feeding frenzy. All the sharks come out to play. So you get that power hour where prices may not have changed or fluctuated on the show floor yet. So if you can beat the ping, you can maybe get a deal at
right.
San Diego.
Yeah, man. I was telling Lawrence, man, like those Hickman Secret Wars. So there's like a Secret War 2, and it was going for like $10 to $15 pre Hall H 5 o'clock. Marvel panel. Sunday, I looked at it, it was $50. I was like, okay, the word's out. What's going on? Because I didn't see it, but John Meatman did. He's seen every trailer, so he can speak on it, man. He was there front and center, man, watching all that content, man. And I'll tell you, John, like I went over to, my hotel is where all the swag came from, out in the Manchester, and I told John about this, and the lady came out. What'd you guys get for Hall H? She showed me the hat. I was like, okay, so is that all you got? Was a hat? She goes, we got a lot of content too. And I'm telling you, man, I'm FOMO on the content, bro. I'm totally FOMO. Like, I'm hearing about like the Quantum Mania and the Guardians of the Galaxy trailers. I heard both of them just blew the socks off of people, man. So, and John's to speak on those. But yo, man, you guys are here, man. Let me say what's up to the chat real quick. We got Rudy in the house, man. We got 15 people in the house right now. Thank you for coming, guys. We got Azorus, man. Azorus is in the house.
What's up, Azorus?
Dan from my LCS, man. That's Dan from my LCS, man. Thank you, bro. He's in the house, man. I'll see you on Wednesday, bro. I'll see you on Wednesday. We got Rob, the winner of the EM Just sketch, man. Right in the house, bro. Well deserved. We got T.O. Efren in the house, man. That's Past Point Comics. What's up, T.O.? Who else we got here, man? Let me see. Make sure you guys comment in here in the live chat, because you get an extra chance at that Susan Micah stuff.
By the way, Efren was a great moderator for your guys' panel.
Efren was excellent, man. Efren was excellent, man. John was in the panel too. John was in the panel at Comic-Con too, man. It was I saw you guys panel. Sorry I couldn't come, man, because it was like the same time as ours. Like an hour before.
Yeah, same thing, man. It was a few hours. Yours was a few hours after, but I had a conflict. I couldn't make it because you guys got added kind of last minute. I would have loved to have been there.
Nah, man. No, we understand, man. Comic-Con's a crazy place, man. San Diego Comic-Con.
4 things going on at once, and
Bro, 4 things at once, and and sometimes you make all 4 for some damn reason. Yeah. Then we got Uni in the house. Universe X, man. What's up, Universe X, man? Welcome, bro. Who else we got? Yo, man, we got a brother right here, man. This is my brother from another mother, man. That's James. Here he is, bro. That's James, man. He killed it, man. I seen your books, James. I seen them Spawn number 1s you got over there, bro. He killed it, man. And then we got Craig in the house. What's up, Craig? Did I say no ends? No ends in the house, bro. No ends. What's going on, no ends, bro? And then we got Bricks, man. Bricks in the house, man. Welcome, Bricks, bro. Yo, make sure you go follow Bricks over on Instagram. He got hacked, man. So I know he had a ton of followers, bro, and then they hacked him, bro, which sucks. Wow. So make sure you guys go and type in Bricks the Iron Geek, and you'll find his new Instagram. So you can see the dope stuff he's posting, man. Like he posts dope stuff, man. And then Past Point said John's panel was excellent, man. I think F was there. I had to go to ours because I had to fire up my damn old school laptop, bro. I had to make sure it was working. You know what I'm saying? So F was there, man, at your panel, John. But yo, man, let's get to. Oh, go ahead, John. What's up?
Oh no, it was great seeing there. He was in the front row.
Yeah, man.
Just giving us a stink eye, making sure we were staying on topic.
Next year, bro, I'm gonna make it, bro. Next year, I'm gonna make it, man. Yeah. But yo, let's just get this started, man. With what everybody came through, and I gotta find where I put this new bumper, and there it is, man. Here we go. We're talking about San Diego Comic-Con 2022, man. It's been a week. Has it been a week or a week and a day, right? Since Sunday? I mean, it doesn't feel like it, man. I feel like it was like a couple weeks ago, but you know, you sleepwalk through the week after. That's just how it is. You talked about it on your stream, right, Lawrence? The Comic-Con hangover, man. You know?
Oh yeah, so that hangover is real, man. There's a lot of people don't realize it, but you know, if you attend Comic-Con for the full week, there's a physical toll that is extracted on your body. You know, it's the convention hall feels like a mile long, and you're running back and forth, doing laps, different panels, different booths. You know, your feet hurt, your body hurts. You know, you might be hanging out all night at some of the different parties that happen. So if you're not sore, you're not doing Comic-Con right. So.
Yeah, if you're not sleepwalking like a zombie on Sunday trying to make it, you didn't do Comic-Con right, man. You know what I'm saying? Like just like Lawrence said, man. But hey, we got Chef in the house, man. What's up, Chef, bro? What's going on, man? Chef in the house. So here we go, man. Here we go. So San Diego Comic-Con is awesome, man. But the thing what we're talking about was what went down in Hall H, man, on Saturday from I think it was 10:30 to 11:30, and then from 5 to 6 o'clock, which is a DC panel, and then the Marvel panel. And then we had the man Kevin Feige, man. Was Kevin Feige looking spiffy over there like he always does, John, when you were up in there?
Yeah, he owned the place like usual. You know how it goes.
Yeah, man. Everybody's pumped when you see Kevin, man. So the first thing Kevin talked about was Phase 5. Phase 5, man. And we got some big announcements. We got the announcement. I mean, we knew about a lot of these shows, but we got Daredevil. We got Daredevil came up. Daredevil Born Again. And then we got Captain America, The New World Order, and Thunderbolts, man. How was the vibe, John, when you were there up in Hall H, man? And let everybody know where you were sitting, because you were up there. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the first row in the second section, just to the right of the cameraman. I like having the feet space and being able to get out without having to stick my butt in people's faces trying to get out of there. I know, like, some people like being right in the front, but you know, I can still see everything, so I'm good with that. But yeah, every time they announced something that was speculated on or there was a rumor about, to get that confirmation, you know, just the wave of joy and happiness through the whole place. You know, everyone just screams and cheers. I think the biggest one from the Phase 5 was the confirmation of Daredevil, and then the fact that it was going to be 18 episodes, which is incredible. And then Thunderbolts, I think for the crowd in Hall H, most of us know what Thunderbolts is, but you could still see a few faces going,
yeah,
you know, so you're gonna find out. Don't worry about it. So yeah, the vibe was great. I love it there.
Yeah, and I like to watch the fan videos. They don't show the trailers, but they'll show you the entire, you know, panel for wherever this guy was sitting. He's sitting pretty close. But yeah, I kind of heard the noise going on, the crowd roar for Thunderbolts, and it was more like, huh? And then you heard like the hardcores kind of yell, and there was a little, huh? You know, so yeah, man. So let's get into this, guys. So Phase 5 included these movies. Let's talk about Daredevil first, man. Dan, I know you're a big Daredevil fan, man. You know, and I know like you love the Daredevil. What do you think about this announcement of them having 18 episodes for Daredevil Born Again?
Well, from my understanding, it was probably the most exciting of all the announcements. Remember, Daredevil is one of the few. Well, he was one of the original Silver Age characters from Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, and now they found the perfect actor in the form of Charlie Cox to play him. I think this is going to be a series for a long, long time that's going to delve into several different other series. So it's not just a standalone. It's not just going to be his own series. I think he's going to be in the She-Hulk series, for example. And again, Daredevil was an old character. He had such a long history. I think they finally found, again, that the right actor that they're going to make the most out of.
All right, John, what you think about the Daredevil announcement, man?
Yeah, you know what I'm mostly excited about is that they finally have a series that has more than 6 episodes. 18 episodes is outstanding. They bring back the old cast. I hope they bring back, you know, Foggy, who played Foggy, and Karen, and the Kingpin, of course. That, you know, it's just I you know it's going to be kind of hard to top the Netflix series. I hope people don't try to compare. What am I asking? I hope people don't compare the two, but I'm excited for it.
I got a question. So the 18 episodes, did Feige say anything about if it's just going to be 18 straight weeks or if they're going to break them up into like 3 sets of 6? Just because my concern would be if you get 18 straight weeks of Daredevil, you know, viewer burnout maybe, you know. So did he say anything about that?
No, there was no detail. He said 18 episodes. There was no indication if it was going to be half-hour episodes, full 40, 5-minute episodes, if they're going to be broken up. He just said 18 episodes. We'll find out soon enough, I guess.
My question, go ahead, Dan.
I personally don't mind, with respect, Lawrence, if they have. I mean, basically, 18 episodes is half a series of any show, half a season, I should say, or maybe more than half a season. If they get into depth, as I suspect they might, I think we'll be glued to each and every week, depending on how they play this.
Right.
As long as something happens, right, and there's not a lot of, like season 3 and 4 of Lost, filler episodes where.
Agreed.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, don't have those Clone Wars fillers. If you ever watch Clone Wars, those fillers just make no sense, man. Let me ask you guys, man. How about you, John? What did you think about it, man? When you were there, how was you felt the vibe? I felt the vibe, over online. What'd you feel, man?
I mean, everyone was expecting it because after he appeared in Spider-Man, so everyone knew it was coming. To get confirmation of it was amazing. Just to see, what I'm hoping for is they have another one of those long hallway fight scenes that last like the entire episode. Mm-hmm. If they do that, I'll be glued, and I'll be glued.
Man, I don't know, man, if Disney can bring it dark like Netflix did, man. Netflix brought it dark, bro. Lawrence, man, what'd you see over there, man? What books do you think? What books were people grabbing, man, from your booth, man, when you saw this? And what was your opinion on Daredevil, bro?
Oh, I love the series. I'm a fan of that Netflix series. I hope that on Disney Plus they push the envelope with this character and keep a lot of that grit. Mm-hmm. I hope none of that gets lost because it's Disney now. But if you're looking at the title Daredevil Born Again, that's going to draw interest in Daredevil like 228 through like 240, I think is that Born Again run. So a lot of interest being put in those issues. Whether or not it's just, coincidence and name only, we'll see once the episodes air. But I would right now pay attention to the Born Again run, which I think is like issues 228 through about 240 in the Daredevil series.
Were people on it, man? After they announced it, were people running over you asking for those issues?
They weren't specifically asking for those, but there was interest in Kingpin. So Amazing Spider-Man 50. I would say that the immediate interest was, do you have an ASM 50? And Saturday night into Sunday, because of this announcement, that's probably the book that moved the most.
Okay. Hey, man, we got Hoodrat in the house, man. So Hoodrat, he wasn't able to attend, but he's here at the chat, man. So he's a part of the panel, even though he's not here because he is part of the Rat Pack, man. And Hoodrat says Daredevil is great. I'm just hoping they make it TV 14, man. Me too, man. Me too. And then he says, I bet they drop 2 episodes a week. That would be pretty dope, man. He said time to sell. Passpoint says time to sell Daredevil #1. I would think so, bro. I would think so. Like get
body,
And then Daredevil 168's been picking up those, so that's the first Elektra. Let me ask you guys, man. We're gonna get a villain. I think Kingpin's gonna be one of the villains. What do you think? Who do you think the other villain's gonna be? Like let's be honest. Like let's spec for a little bit, man. Who do you think? And what book do you think we should be picking up, man, out of all these Daredevil villains?
All right, well, I'll start. I'm specking heavy on Daredevil 244 or 254. I'm sorry, 254. That's the first appearance of. Dang, now the name it escaped right out my head. I could see her.
Oh, I know. I know who you're talking about.
I've got like 10 copies, and I'm like, what's her name? But
Typhoid Mary, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Typhoid Mary. Yeah.
Typhoid Mary. Yes. Thank you. At first, if you think back early Netflix when they announced Rosario Dawson, I think a lot of people thought that was the character that she was going to play. Mm-hmm. But, she's an important character for Daredevil, especially coming out of that Born Again run. I think, they haven't utilized that character yet. So that's a character I think that could be in play for this series. But, it's all spec, so we'll see exactly later.
Yep. And in the recent Zdarsky, the Zdarsky run, she was actually Kingpin's bodyguard. So I don't know if they're gonna do that close, that modern. But who knows, man? Who knows, man?
He might need a bodyguard. He just got
He's got shot in the face, right, or whatever.
Yeah, in the Hawkeye series, so he might need a bodyguard.
Wasn't there a Typhoid Mary character in Jessica Jones season 2, or was that not Typhoid Mary? I barely remember it. I don't
remember. Yeah, I don't remember.
May have to research that.
John, what do you think, man? Who do you think is going to be? Who you specking on, man? I already, I know. Me and you know.
Yeah. For me, it's always a big character. I mean, Bullseye. I'm hoping for Bullseye. But I like the Typhoid Mary thought about it. I think that's a good character too. But I still want to see Bullseye in here. They already did Jigsaw, so why not do Bullseye?
Yeah, man. Yeah, they did. Hoodrat saying. This is Hoodrat saying. He says the owl. That could be pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like that too. And then not near. Rob says for those Born Against 227 and 233. It's kind of his heads up on everything. Oh, we got Kamikaze in the house. What's up, Ozzy? How you doing, bro? I saw you, man. I saw you over there at that Connecticut con, bro, having a blast and getting me FOMO, bro. John, who do you think? Who's your favorite spec, bro?
Maybe the Owl, but he was kind of in the series already, right? So Leapfrog's already gonna be out there. Man, I don't know. all the best ones have been used. There's got to be some. Nuke's already been used.
Jigsaw's been used, and I mean, Dan.
I'm old school, so I'm going to go with John Hoodat regarding the Owl, Bullseye, and don't forget the chemistry that Vincent D'Onofrio has with Charlie Cox. That's a great combination with just those two. But I would think outside the box. So I'm looking at here on my other computer. The traditional list here, you might grab some Spider-Man villains for like Mysterio, for example, could make a return of some sort, depending how they play this. A character I've spec'd on called the Jester. It was kind of a fun character early on in the Daredevil series. We'll talk about that in my picks of the week. But again, for any terrestrial, character like Daredevil, there's a whole wealth of Marvel, to choose from. So just take your pick. Tombstone's another one that they could bring in, for all we know.
And I'm thinking, man, just make it dark, right? Let's make it dark and gritty, man. Make it gritty. Let's make it smell like pee and someone's peeing in the corner. You know what I'm saying, in New York. Like that grittiness they had in the Netflix series, man. So let's go back and see what the chat's saying, man. So Rob's like all about it, man. Typhoid Mary, bro. He's with you, Lawrence, man. And yeah, I'm with you too, man. I like her, bro. I like her too. Blackheart is now the new Mephisto, so don't expect to see him. And then Typhoid Mary is now Fist's wife. See, I didn't even get that far, bro. Yeah, because she really protected him, like during the King in Black saga. That's as far as I got in the run. So it was good, man. And then we gotta talk about Elektra too, right? We could talk about Elektra. You guys think she might be coming back?
I think it's too early for her.
Hope so.
It would be cool, man. I mean, I loved her, bro. I love that actress, bro. Like the whole Elektra in the Netflix one was dope, dude. We got Dab in the house, man. Dab in the house. He says that was Typhoid Mary and Iron Fist 2.
Okay. Iron Fist 2. There you go.
I skipped Iron Fist 2 because Iron Fist season 1. I was like, forget. So maybe I need to go back. Yeah, it's a blur, bro. And agreed. Craig Zo's agreed, man. Bullseye is the best choice to lead off. Yeah, me too, man. Silver Samurai will be their Devil's villain. That's what James is saying. And Passboy says, John, show your books, bro. Show your books. And Ozzy's response to me for his Connecticut was big time FOMO with SDCC, bro. But we're all gonna get FOMO from next week with the Chicago one, man. C2E2, man. Stilt man.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Man. Stilt
all
man.
in on Stilt Man.
Yeah, leave it to Comic Ozzy.
Bro, he knows, bro. Yes, I want a live action Stilt man with the ass paint poster in the back, man. All right, man. So that's our Daredevil coverage, man. We're trying to cover everything for y'all, man. So the next one that came up was Thunderbolts, and who else not to talk about the Thunderbolts than Dan? Dan.
I'm probably the person not to talk about because this is more of a modern book.
It's a modern book.
This is after when I stopped collecting in the '90s, so I'm gonna defer to my younger colleagues here.
I think Ja. How about you, Ja? Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I mean, but how are they gonna put Hulk in it since Hulk isn't one of their main characters that they own?
Yeah, man. Someone asked you about. James asked about anything on Red Hulk. Meat Man. Did you see anything?
They didn't mention anything about cast. No hints. Nothing about who was going to actually be on the team. So, I mean, we can speculate all day. There's obviously characters that have been introduced already. I think would be on the team. Could be people we haven't seen yet. I don't know about Red Hulk. I would say if he were to show up, it probably wouldn't be Thunderbolt Ross for obvious reasons. But remains to be seen.
Well, doesn't Universal own the rights to the Hulk and all the characters that go with that, including Red Hulk and Thunderbolt Ross and all that? So I don't see, if that's the case, I don't see how they could make it, outside of Universal's purview.
The distribution, right?
Right. I mean, they could do ensemble movies, and I don't know how they pull it off with that sort of format, but I'm not certain where they're going with this.
I don't know. They're doing it with She-Hulk right now, so the series. So, I mean, there's potential. They want to work together. They want to make money.
Yeah. Yeah, they do, man.
But I see this more as I know a lot of people want, the Red Hulk in this because he's such a central figure. But, I mean, they do have, I see this kind of emulating more like the Suicide Squad model for DC, where, that first episode is going to be, or that first 10 minutes is going to be 20 random characters that get killed off, and then we're left with 5 for the remaining hour and a half of the movie, and I would look at was it the 2012 or 2013 series where it was like the Punisher, Elektra, Deadpool, I would look at that team up as inspiration for where they're probably going with Thunderbolt.
So
we've seen probably half the characters already in the other Disney Plus shows too.
That's true.
So Lauren's kind of like the first Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah,
where you get Slipknot for 10 minutes and then he's boom.
This brings me hope, man, that I've seen a team like this other than the Avengers. That means they could be bringing more teams. That's when I saw Thunderbolts. I'm like, okay, our little spec on the Champions might happen because they're bringing in another team, and then they might be bringing the A-Force, and we'll get to that because Meat Man was there and heard what was going on with that. So that means we could get more teams, man. Like we could be getting the West Coast Avengers. Like that's a setup too. Like, and you guys got to remember, man. I know James is here and he said it, man. He said it best, man. They're pumping up D23, bro.
Yes,
they gave us a little tiny bit. They're like, if you want to see more, tune into to Archon over there in Anaheim, man. So that's what I mean. Me seeing these Thunderbolts, a lot of people, like the crowd doesn't know who they are, but to me, it brought me hope that they're bringing more teams. Like they're actually like branching out from the Avengers.
So, Ian, this is what I love about being on your show because it makes me think when I listen to you guys. You mentioned the champions. Are you talking about the new team or the original champions? Because you got Hercules now. Black Widow is still out there. Ghost Rider is coming back. Who was it? The Angel and who was the other original from that series? Iceman. Iceman was the other one from the original champions. Are you going in that direction or the new champions?
I think they might have a combination of it all. You know, I think it's to be a little bit of the old and a little bit of the new. It's going to make us all kind of happy. You know, because you got Hercules, and then you got Miss Marvel, so and you got Nova coming in the picture as well. So it could be the old Nova. We don't know which Nova it's going to be, or it could be the new Nova. So to me, I think Disney's going to try to make us happy and mix it all together, and put all these together. But that's just me. I hope maybe I'm right. I can make the rewind on this, and I called it. You know what I'm saying? But who knows, man? What do you guys think, bro? You think they're going to mix it up?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think they're going to go with one team, and it'll be an amalgamation: Champions, Young Avengers. Maybe they'll call it Champions. Maybe Champions seems like a more likely name because Young Avengers was kind of a name bestowed upon them. So that's where I'm going. A mix of both of those characters. So, and we see something and I know you're going to get to it, Quantumania, that kind of hints to that. So, and
we got Riri too. We forgot about that. We got Riri. Riri's in the house, man. She's part of the newer set of champions. So, I'm happy, man. I'm happy to see the Thunderbolts, man. So next up, man, we got after that announcement. So these are all part of the Phase 5 stuff that we saw that there was no trailers for, and I'm interested in this one, man. So the Captain America New World Order. What do you guys think this means? The New World Order.
That can mean anything.
I like it though, right? We're open. It's open discussion, man. Open discussion to what this means. Is it going to be Kang? That rules this world, or is it going to be Doom?
Let me ask John and Lawrence. What did you guys hear, if anything? Did they give any clues or hints regarding where they're going with this one?
Not a one.
No.
Wow.
No.
I mean, I think a lot of people are just kind of in the dark on this one. This one's wide open for speculation. I think obviously you're going to see Anthony Mackie in the lead role as Captain America. I think we'll get a new Falcon. I think the Joaquin Torres character probably debuts as Falcon in this movie. You're going to get Sebastian Shaw or Stan as Bucky. But as far as a villain, as far as, a purpose for the movie, it's wide open for speculation on this one.
I love it though, right? You gotta love it, man. When I saw this New World Order, I'm like, this one's gonna be a fun one, man. And this is not till 2023? Is that me, man? Yeah. Something like that, right? 2023.
I'd have to see the thing again. I don't remember.
Later
on in the Phase 5 stuff.
I had loved the chemistry with Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. That was the funnest part of that whole show, of that whole series. So, John, and what's your spec on this, man? I mean, I can't. I guess what I'm stumped about is they would throw a big name title like this and not give any little crumbs for us to sort of put pieces together.
Did they say anything? Did they say anything about it? They just said Captain America New World Order, right?
Announced the title, crowd cheered, and that was it. That's all we got.
How was the crowd's reaction? Were you guys like, oh, what? Or were you guys like
A lot of surprise. I don't think people were expecting a full slate of movies to be announced. I know when in the line we were talking about we were gonna She-Hulk for sure, Black Panther for sure, and everything else was kind of up in the air. And to get a whole, spectrum of movies for Phase 5 and then hints at Phase 6, it was like, what? And so when that popped up, we're all like, and they didn't hover on it for too long. So more to come, right? Yeah,
I just hope everybody held on to them Joaquin Torres' first appearances. So I mean, those books took a big dip, right, Lawrence? You keep track of the price, right? It went from a $50 book to a $15 book, and
yeah, I mean, there's been a significant amount of time between when the Captain America series ended on Disney Plus to when we're going to get this movie. So prices on a lot of the Captain America books have kind of cooled off. But I think post D23, if they give us more information on this one, you'll start to see some books start to simmer again. Specifically the Joaquin Torres first appearance. I think that's issue 6 or 7 of the 2017 2017 or 2018 series. I would look at, like, is it Sharon Carter was the one? I forget if it's Sharon Carter, not Peggy Carter, but Sharon Carter was the niece. I think she might play a role in this movie. You know, so she might be a boss in the underworld. Well, she actually is a boss in the underworld now. So I think, you know, some interest will probably be pegged on her first appearance as well. And then, you know, maybe it's more Hydra, or maybe it's AIM, you know, that she works with in this movie as the New World Order. We'll see.
I mean, this movie's supposed to come out shortly before Thunderbolts too, so there's potential that it could be tied together. I mean, U.S. Agent was part of that equation, so he may make another appearance either in this or definitely Thunderbolts. So,
you know what I noticed about this image? I have to repaint the blue on my shield then at some point. I've got a dark blue, so that's a lighter blue. So I'm sorry. This is where my mind goes, guys.
You know, another book is you know, Machine Man #7 with the Power Broker. She's for sure gonna show up in this one. You know, I think she'll actually play a pretty big character in this one, man. New World Order kind of makes sense. But Zora says, man, and Zora and Chef says, Hydra Cat, man, Hell Hydra. You know, so that's a good one, man. And let me go back, man. We had a lot of I forgot to put the chat up here, man. So going back to Daredevil, you know, Elektra, then Thunderbolts, man. Next Guardian of the Galaxy, right? Because we'll get to the Guardians of the Galaxy, but Feige's, there's a hint that this may be the last film coming up, man. And then let me see here, Hoodratville, man. You know, our panelist says every time Marvel does this, something always doesn't get made. I think Thunderbolts will not get made.
And to that point, though, Hoodratville, I think, is onto something, that if they're being really stingy about the information that's coming out with this movie, they may not have decided exactly what's in it. Because, for example, the Doctor Strange movie had a lot of reshoots, so they changed the direction of the storyline last minute. So they may not have decided exactly what they're going to do. For example, let's say Chris Evans makes an appearance. If that's true, contracts have to be signed. There has to be a script and all that. So this may be. Most of the story may be intact, but many main components aren't finalized yet. So that's probably what I take away from this.
And check this out. James had a good point, man. As long as the movie is entitled Hulk, they can make Hulk appear within the movies and shows.
Ah, okay.
There you go, man. So we might get a Red Hulk and Thunderbolts. I don't know, man. We might just get a Hulk. You know, we might just be happy and just getting the Green Hulk. You know, I don't know what's going to happen in there. And Not Nearman says, World War Hulk is going to get dropped, man. That's a one. And then Universe asks, man, do you think they would recast Red Hulk? What do you guys think?
I think so. I mean, if they want to use the character, they'll just take it on somebody else. You know, I don't think they're necessarily needed to be, you know, General Ross. It could be anybody else.
Mm-hmm. And then, here we go, man. Not Near Misses. What if they did a combination of World War Hulk and Ultimates and traded out the Ultimates for Thunderbolts? MCU is merging stories now.
Could be.
Good one, man. And then, let me see here. Rudy says the absence of Steve allows for unlimited possibilities as far as where they can take the future of stories. And then Azor says maybe Serpent Society. Sharon Carter's a Skrull. And looks like a new Shield. Looks like a new Shield, man. So yeah, man. I mean, you know, whatever this new world order looks like, man. Maybe it's ran by Hydra. Maybe it's. I mean, the rumors are, man, Doom's supposed to show up in Wakanda Forever. So, you know, and you know, who knows, man? And they're saying Doom could be, you know, Doom could be another variant of Kang. That's another thing I heard. You know what I'm saying? That's what I heard. All of these rumors are flying. I'm listening. I know. We only want Doom, man. We don't want to be a Kang to be Doom. You know. No. So.
Well, there one other group. There was Hydra. There's also AIM that we still haven't heard from yet, and that was a pretty big organization in the Silver Age.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, man. All right, guys. Moving on, man. Moving on. So, She-Hulk. What was the vibe, man, with She-Hulk, John? And what information came out in this little She-Hulk trailer and whatever, you know, directors may have said?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest reveal was Daredevil showing up at the end on a rooftop doing a somersault. Ambiguous with the coloring, whether it was a yellow costume or not. But
did it look yellow? Did it look yellow, or was it
to me? But then I've seen some clips and footage or screenshots and stuff where maybe they're messing with the color. I don't know. It didn't look like that to me, but I'm colorblind, so you can only trust me so far. But they showed extended footage. They showed a couple clips, and it looks like they're going for more of the comedy, like the sitcom route, which I like, because if you read the John Byrne series, in the 80s, 90s, or the 90s, it's right in line with that. They're going that direction, and I was a big fan of that series, so I'm looking forward to it. I know there's going to be a lot of people complain, oh, too much Marvel in their comedy. Well, this is right for that, right? This is what She-Hulk is about. The only thing that bothered me about the footage was there's still a little bit of uncanny valley-ness going on with the CGI, and some of the scenes, it looks like some of it was cleaned up, some of it's better, but still something just a little bit off about it. So. That only bothers me to a certain extent. So it's not gonna ruin the show for me or anything like that. But it was definitely noticeable. But there's gonna be a ton of cameos from all kinds of like Z-list villains. I mean, we all saw the Leapfrog or Frogman or whatever that was in the other trailer. There were glimpses of others. Nobody I could place at the time. So I'm hoping that gets leaked so we can actually like research who these people are supposed to be. But definitely going to be a lot of spec books burned to dust when the villain shows up and lasts for like 30 seconds in the show and never to be seen again. So
a lot of people are going to be mad at Marvel for that, man. I feel you, man. Lawrence, man, what books were flying off the shelf, man? What are people asking for, bro? Lawrence, I think Lawrence froze, or did I freeze?
No, Lawrence is frozen, I think.
Yeah,
Lawrence. It's all right, man. You know what? He'll be back, man. So what I saw in here, man, was the actress playing Titania, man. Jamila Jamil. Oh my God, she is tall, man, and she's hot. Too.
Yes. I was quite surprised by that.
She felt like me at Comic-Con. She felt like she made everybody look like a midget. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, this woman is stacked, man, and she's tall and she's hot. I'm like, she kind of reminded me of one Nerd King, bro. He's tall and hot, so what did you guys think about of Titania? You think that book's gonna pop, especially you, Lawrence? Were people looking for that book of what is it, Secret Wars #3? Were people asking about that book?
Yeah, so that's kind of like it's the bust of both worlds for you Secret Wars spec, and then the She-Hulk spec. So you got two groups of people asking for it. You got the group that specking on She-Hulk because it's the first appearance of a major character, and then you've got your Secret Wars people that need it for their Secret Wars spec. So it's one that's being asked for, yeah.
What other books were they asking for? Because I remember Mickey talking, man, and Mickey said that when he was going booth to booth, a lot of people were asking about She-Hulk stuff. Was that happening at your booth as well?
You know what? They were asking for some of like the classic covers from that sensational She-Hulk series. So there's a couple issues like the where she's got a beach ball, then there's one where she's jumping rope. So those are the ones that are moving first. And then next to that is her first appearance, the Savage She-Hulk #1. Those are the ones that are moving the best for She-Hulk. Mm-hmm. It's a wait and see game for a lot of people. They want to see, how this series plays out, and, if it's received well before they start putting more money into any other She-Hulk books other than those few.
Mm-hmm. It was rumored that the villain team, the Wrecking Crew, is supposed to be in there. That was Defender 17 and 18. Is there any call for those two books?
Lawrence.
All right, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we got you. We got you, bro. I was like,
there's something going on. I'm using my hotspot in the shop, so I don't know what's going on. But all right, there we go.
How about the Wrecking Crew? Was there any call for those books, Lawrence?
Nah, no, no.
No.
I was. Yeah, we didn't get any requests for Wrecking Crew. I guess a lot of people are probably thinking that's going to be like a 1 episode type of appearance for them. And so it's, why spec on something that's not going to pay out long term for you guys?
You don't know how sad that makes me. I have 3 issues each of Defenders 17 and 18 that I've stored. They're all in 9/8 condition. And now I thought I could cash in, but no, I have to let it go. That's what a disappointment.
Yeah, man. So let me see here. Dr. Comics, James says Captain America will end Secret Invasion with the Skrull War on Earth. And then Passpoint, Efren asked, did you record the Marvel panel, bro?
No, I don't want to get banned from Comic-Con for life, so no, I did not.
Bro, there was multiple people recording the panels. They just turned it off during the...
Oh, yeah. No, I like to live in the moment with that because I know there's 300 other people in there recording it, so I can just watch theirs. I like to just... there were a few things I recorded, like the Black Panther drum stuff. That was awesome.
Sick.
Yeah, so... but yeah, I like to just watch and be there and soak it all in.
Yeah, man. But I thank the guy who recorded this. It was awesome. I was like, dude, I felt like I was there. I felt like I was sitting right behind him, man. It was awesome. Yeah. John, man, what do you think about She-Hulk? I know you do these books, right, John? Like the burn covers. Yeah, they're dope. They're some of the best. Yeah.
Classic series. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. Something to watch. I'm not expecting something outstanding. I expect it to be funny and just some entertainment. That's what I expect.
And then let me see here, man, guys. So one of the co-directors, her name is Anu Valia. She had mentioned, I want to see more characters from the A-Force. What did it sound like in there, John, when she said A-Force?
A whole lot of oohs and ahs, and Kevin Feige just kind of shook his head and went like that. So I mean,
really? Oh, that's a good sign.
Conversations have probably happened, but they've had a lot of conversations. So we're still waiting on that Inhumans movie. So we'll see what happens.
Lawrence, was there a search for A-Force books, man, at your booth? Oh, I don't think Lawrence can hear us. Lawrence.
There you go. I can hear you now.
All right. Was there any people asking about them A-Force books?
No, I don't think it's on anybody's radar yet. Not in relation to any of the Phase 5 announcements. So you've had people kind of specking on it since the end of Infinity War and Endgame when you had that quick little she-power moment. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, I don't think this announcement's moved the needle on it yet.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, so it was kind of, to me it was kind of hinting that she said the word. And I was wondering if everybody in the in Hall H, there was the comic people like us, and how about the normies? Were they like, huh? Did they know about it?
Yeah, it's always that way when there's obscure stuff thrown out there. You got people like us going, oh, and then you see a couple people opening up their phones and running to eBay real quick. It's always that way. So.
That would be me and John at Star Wars Celebration. When we were at our pals, we're running to eBay right there. I'm buying this one, bro. You buying this one? I'm buying that one. That would be us, man. Let's see, man, over here in the... No, check this out, man. Tyrone's in the house. Tyrone is in the house. What's up, Tyrone? You are not Mike, bro. You are Tyrone Combo Comics, man. Tyrone's in the house, bro. Welcome, man. And I put you down in the wheel as Tyrone, so... If it comes up, Tyrone, I'll ship that to Canada for you, bro.
We love Hyper. We love Hyper on the show. He was a special guest a few weeks ago.
And we just don't know Hyper's first name. So until he tells me his first name, he is Tyrone, man. Tyrone, come home, bro. So Passpoint says, I got a lot of Secret War books. Hit me up. I got a lot of A-Force books, too, so hit me up, too. It may be a surprise, but She-Hulk was the first to break the fourth wall. Yep, so we get to see Deadpool cameos and She-Hulk at the end. 2 people that break the fourth wall, man. That would be awesome, I was thinking the same with Doc. And then Pasco say, hey, Rudy, and hey, Passpoint, man. So She-Hulk, man, we might get a lot of cameos, and we may get an A-Force out of it. To me, A-Force kind of makes sense in this era, and with Thunderbolts, them bringing this other team, so. And then we just had, Jane Thor. I always call her Jane Thor, Jane Foster. So I thought she was good, but Dan will get to that later, man. Dan will get to that later. Yeah. So moving on to the next one, guys. All right, Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion. Who wants to start? Oh, tell us what you tell us. There you go. Secret Invasion. Put that up, Lawrence, bro. Let's show the people, man. Oh, he can't hear me. He can't hear me. So what was there a trailer on this, John?
Yep, they showed.
Okay, tell us, bro. Tell us.
I was trying. This is one of the ones I was trying to look up, see if there was a leak, so I could refresh my memory. I was up for like a day and a half at that point. So
in the heat, bro.
In the heat. My impression from the trailer was that Nick Fury obviously stumbles across some stuff. I think there's going to be a couple characters we're familiar with that have been around for a while. They're going to be revealed as Skrulls. They seem to be hinting at that strongly. There's going to be a lot of aren't they going on, but it looks like. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be Skrull versus Skrull, or if the Skrulls are going to be kind of the good guys again, and they're being tricked or something. It remains to be seen, but they're leaving it very. I got a lot of Winter Soldier vibes out of it, like conspiracy, political stuff. So, and they got some A-list actors in there too. So,
really,
yeah, Olivia. What the heck is her name?
Munn?
No, not Munn.
Wilde? Olivia Wilde?
Olivia Wilde. No,
really?
No, not Olivia Wilde.
No.
I'll look it up because I don't remember. Olivia Colman.
Okay.
She won an Academy Award a few years ago. She was in there. I read something after the fact. Her last name was the same as some other character. I don't remember who it was. Gosh, yeah, I'm really useful right now. It's not coming to me.
Hey, there's more information we know, bro.
Yeah. So they may be gender swapping a character that's been around a while, and another, Captain Britain type. I can't remember the name of the character at the moment, but I'll look it up and come back to you. But yeah, I mean, Amelia Clark's in there. We all know about that.
Really? Was she a Skrull? Was she?
They didn't show her as one, but I mean, all the rumors and all the rumors out there suggest she's the Queen of the Skrulls. So we shall see.
That's a big book, man. That's Secret Invasion. Which one was it? Which one was that with her first appearance? You guys remember? I know it's the second print I have.
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. Someone in the chat would know. Yeah. Lawrence, man, what were people looking for, man, after Secret Invasion, man?
Just the series. I flashed it real quick. Just this series right now. That's the one people. Series.
Okay.
I don't think people have enough information to really peg down, any sort of one spec book or another yet. Also, if a character turns out to be a Skrull, then if you buy their first appearance, are you really buying their first appearance? So it's a wait and see kind of game. I think we'll see movement on books as the show goes on. It'll be one of those, if they drop an episode Wednesday night and something gets revealed, then you'll see movement on a book on Thursday.
Yeah.
Character is Union Jack. That's who people think she's going to be a gender swap version of.
Oh, really? There you go, man.
Hey, there you go.
The Zorse named it right off the bat, man.
You beat me.
That pass point says SD. So less than a year away, man. I don't know if. Are you going to do it again, man? Are you going to do the Hall H line?
Right now, no. Talk to me in about 10 months.
I know. I may join you for a half an hour. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So that's Secret Invasion. What do you guys think? Any words, Ja, regarding Secret Invasions?
I'm looking forward to all this stuff. So I'm really interested in hearing what John is saying and everything that he saw. So I'm looking forward to this.
And Dan, how about you, man? Anything? Because this is more recent, yeah.
Well, but I'm still just kind of reeling from when they did the switch with this, because I was so used to the Skrulls being the villains for decades, and then it was revealed in, what was it? I forget what movie it was that they were. Oh,
Captain
it was
Marvel.
Captain Marvel, right?
Captain Marvel, yeah.
That they're the heroes and the Kree are the villains. again, that literally turned my recollection upside down. So I'm not certain. And I think that's on purpose to throw people like me off, because I have no idea what they're going to do with this. They can go in all kinds of directions.
They kind of do that in Young Avengers too with Hulkling, man. Like they kind of flip everything too, So
misdirection is their game. They do that a lot. They remove things from trailers. They, put different characters in there. They have reshoots and different versions of shots. It could be that with the Secret Invasion. Maybe this is their way to make the Skrulls the bad guys again.
Yeah,
and they're gonna. Hopefully, they keep us guessing, and it's not something that'll get leaked and ruined for everybody.
I hope they do that too, man, because they made like the Doctor Strange movie too literal in the trailers. It's like they kind of gave away the whole story, man. Just slip some in and slip some out, man, on us, so we can be surprised when we actually see the show. But you guys think it's gonna be a 6 to 8 episode show? Probably 6 to 8 episode. Yeah, they're gonna do that too, right? All right, guys, let's move on to the next one, man. So Quantumania. So this is a big one, man. This was like the biggest one, I think, man. The biggest one next to Guardians of the Galaxy. Go ahead, John, man. Break it down, bro. We want to know.
The trailer is still out there, leaked online for anyone that has interest in watching it. But yeah, I'm super stoked for this one. I'm really excited about it. One of the two scenes in the trailer that I was most excited about were one, they're all in a room. They get a package with something. When I say they, it's Ant-Man, Wasp, Janet Van Dyne, the whole crew's there. All 5 of them in a room. They get some kind of package. They open it up, and Michelle Pfeiffer, Janet Van Dyne recognizes it, tries to run away, but they all get zapped down into the microverse, whatever they call it now. I forgot. Quantum realm. And Bill Murray's character showed up.
Where are they?
He's in there. He recognized her. He says, "Oh, I thought you were dead." To Michelle Pfeiffer. The other scene was MODOK was shown very, very briefly. It was like a split second. And I'm the biggest Marvel fanboy there is. I love like everything they do. It's very rare that I don't like something. If that is MODOK, I am not happy. I don't know if you guys thought he looked like a golden Humpty Dumpty with sharp metal teeth or something. I don't know. It looked terrible. So hopefully not. We'll see. Hopefully that was something else. But Kang was looking formidable, scary. The actor Jonathan Majors. I mean, they couldn't have cast a better Kang. So I think at the end it was like Paul Rudd's character, Scott Lang, was all, you better watch, you don't know who you're messing with, I'm an Avenger. And Kang recognized that, said, an Avenger? Have I killed you before? So, I mean, they're going, the multiverse is happening. So, I'm excited for it.
Yo, man. Dan. Go ahead, Dan. I know you got some good things to say about this one.
I'm just going to play off what John ended his statement with regarding the multiverse is finally up and running. Well, I'm looking at the timing of this. It's due out February 17, 2023. What's taken these guys so long? I mean, the end of episode 6 from Loki, from the Loki show, was the launching point for one of the major storylines regarding Marvel. And they barely touched on it in the later Spider-Man movie. They didn't touch on it at all in the Doctor Strange movie, which really surprised me. And nothing in Thor. I mean, episode 6 was over a year ago, last June or July, I think it was. I think they're dragging their feet a little too long on that storyline. I'm happy that it's finally coming along, but there should have been little tidbits along the way.
Ja, what are you thinking about Quantumania, bro?
All this talk that we've had about other shows and stuff, and where everyone wants to see Doctor Doom, but I think people have forgot who the main villain is, and that's Kang the Conqueror, and he's supposed to come in different iterations. So I'm actually excited about it. I don't expect them to show Doctor Doom at the end of Black Panther. Personally, I think it's all about Kang, and they roll out villains, accordingly. So, I'm excited about it. Excited about all these shows, like I said, though.
To me, man, I hope Doom comes in like phase 7, after Kang. just give him his own phase, because you have, the Fantastic Four coming in Phase 6, so they come in and, we can do the Kang dance, and do all that with those 2 Avenger movies. And then we can have a whole fresh slate with Doom, and Fantastic Four in the picture. That would be a lot more cleaner than him just showing up in, like, Wakanda Forever, and we have Doom and Kang, and we're just kind of, like, confused, right?
Yeah.
Those are 2 big freaking villains in the Marvel universe, bro. Like,
exactly. It was
Dr.
like
Doom Kang War, and we're caught in the middle.
Oh, yeah, that would be dope.
Now, Bill Murray is supposed to be in this movie. Is that correct?
Yeah, I don't know his character's name. I know he was cast. Probably some weird, obscure character that I don't know, but yeah, he's definitely in it.
He was from the character he's casting is from Hulk 156, and that was a micro world called Kai, and that's where Hulk's love interest Jarella comes from. So that's again a Hulk reference. But remember, Bill Murray is a larger than life character. I hope he doesn't overshadow Jonathan Majors or anybody else in that movie, because he's such a big character. But we'll see where they go with that. I'm certain that's going to be a one and done character.
Oh, for sure.
All right, Lawrence, any books flying off the shelf for this one, man, during San Diego? Oh, Lawrence is froze again, man. Lawrence is froze again. Oh, Lawrence will come back. Let's see what's going on with the chat, man. Let me see here, man. So please tell me Michael Pena will return to Quantum. Of course, bro. Of course. They can't leave him out, bro. Hopefully they'll. I know, right? He'll be driving a van somewhere, bro. Hopefully they'll have time to fix up MODOK, and then so I've been telling you all about Micronauts are coming. We'll see Captain Universe and Iron Lad, bro. Iron Lad. That's a good. I like that. Would bring the Young Avengers in the house, man. And Pena's character was awesome, man. Yeah, he was, man. Let me see here. Baby Yaga. Baby Yaga. All right.
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga. That's John Wick, man. Then we got Kang Gang, because they're saying Baba Yaga might be Doom, So who knows, man? Who knows what they're saying? Krylar, and then Craig's tone right here for the first appearance of the Queen is New Avengers number 40, man. Second Prince to win again, man. So look for that, man. Next up. Thanks, man, for your insight on this. And how was the crowd, man, when this whole thing was going on? Was it a lot of whoos and haws?
Oh yeah, the biggest scream came. The 2 biggest screams were when Bill Murray showed up, and then when they flashed MODOK. There was a surprising amount of people who recognized that and were really excited about it, except for me.
You're like, huh?
I'm hoping it wasn't MODOK. I don't know.
Hey, you there, Lawrence? I think he's still froze.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Any books flying off the shelf, man, for Quantumania?
We had some interest in first Ant-Man. So Tales to Astonish 27.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people looking for that one. That's a big Silver Age key. Next to that was the Marvel premiere, I think 57, which is like the first Scott Lang as Ant-Man. So those were moving pretty well. A couple of people asked for first MODOK, which is a little bit later in the Silver Age. But those were the books that this announcement has kind of invigorated some interest in.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, and Jonathan Majors, man, I think he's a dope Kang, man. I think they picked the perfect person, man. And I know he got acting chops, man. So this is perfect for him. Like he gets to be multiple Kangs, man, different variants. We get to see a bunch of different Kangs happen. And I actually posted that book on my Instagram, like where all these multiple Kangs showed up, man. So that book got hot again with this one, man. So props to Jonathan Majors. Next up, man, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm interested in this trailer, man, because I can't find this one. Have you guys able to see this trailer anywhere? Yeah, I can't find it anywhere, man. Go ahead, John.
All right, so the focus of the trailer was on Rocket and his origins. And they showed flashes of a few other things, but the focus of the trailer was Rocket. And the Rocket we know was not in the trailer. There were flashbacks of him as like a baby raccoon with his little doe eyes looking up all scared as hands were reaching in to grab him. And everyone was, oh! Like I said, it was I mean, the tone of the trailer hinted at something sad, so I'm hoping that's not meaning what I think it means. But my favorite part of the trailer, they flashed Adam Warlock on the screen. He had the gem in the forehead. Obviously it's not going to be an Infinity Stone, but he had something there, and he looked dope. So I'm excited for that. But my favorite part of the trailer was what I'm calling Chad Groot, like a beefcake teenage, like early 20s looking Groot, all like buffed up. That was not what I was expecting. And every time he was on screen, it made me laugh. So, and Cosmo, the space dog, is also going to have a bigger role. Looks like he's filling in for Rocket. Since he's out of action. So, and again, this could be misdirection. You know how Marvel is, taking things out of trailer footage and all that. So, but I know you talked about the actor who plays High Evolutionary came out in full garb, walked around in the aisles, and gave a speech up on the stage, and definitely getting away from the classic look a little bit. My first impression from memory was that he looked like RoboCop. But I saw the picture again. He had like kind of a dress or a cape or something on. But like his head, like the face, the skin was stretched up over like a metal, skull case. So I'm hoping he has the metal faceplate and the the fin on his head like the classic look. But and
right,
that's what he looks like underneath. But yeah, that you can see footage and videos of that all over the internet because there was no. You could record that stuff. So, yeah, man, I'm excited for this one. It looks like it's going to be a tearjerker.
So I have some questions here, man. So they said Gamora showed up running the Ravengers.
Yes, she was in charge of the Ravengers. Yeah.
How'd she look? Did she?
She looked good. And there was a quick scene with her and Star-Lord, where they were. He was trying to. Explain how the relationship they had, and she was just like not having it. She's like, that wasn't me. I'm not that Gamora. Sorry. See you later. He was heartbroken about it. So it's going to be that dynamic has changed. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with that.
And then they said the soundtrack was by Flaming Lips, and the song was called "Everyone Will Someday Die."
Okay, not a detail I necessarily paid.
This is some stuff I read. So I'm like,
that's a bad harbinger right there. Oh, I mean, he's hinted all along that somebody's not making it out of this movie. So, I mean, all signs point to Rocket, based on the trailer and all the rumors and everything. I mean, that'll make me sad, but it would kind of make some sense. Just, I would hate to see it.
Yo, man, I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, man, like when Yondu died, bro, that made me cry. That hit me right here. I was like, damn, bro. Like, I didn't know like a damn comic book movie would hit me like that. I mean, did it make you guys cry, bro? Like, kind of tear up? I know I know all you guys were looking at your girl like, what? Huh? You see that football? You see the Raiders the other day? So.
I will say, James Gunn said that he had the trilogy planned out in his head when he pitched the idea to Marvel originally, and they're allowing him to complete the trilogy that he had in mind. Obviously, some things had to be changed and altered along the way, but the heart and the core of the story is the same as he originally had in mind. So we'll get to see that come to fruition after the movie comes out. So it'll be interesting to see what that was.
All right, how about Warlock, bro? You got to see it. I've been trying to find a damn screenshot of it. Can't find it, man. What did he look like, bro?
He looked like Adam Warlock, gold all the way around. He had the gem in the forehead. It wasn't a full body shot. It was only from like torso up, like turning around. And I tell you, the actor, I forgot his name. He buffed up. He hit the gym hard because he was rocking some tree trunks out on the stage when he came out. So,
did he have the wavy Warlock hair? Okay, because the actor came out with a kind of the flat top fade, and I was like,
no. He had Adam Warlock hair, and
how was the crowd, man, when they saw Warlock?
Oh yeah, a lot of hoots and cheers. Everyone's excited to see that one.
Anybody bump you on the shoulder like, who's that?
Some of the people that I go with, like my wife and some of our friends, I have to kind of give the quick rundown, after things. So my wife's pretty well versed at this point. I think she's watching. Hey, what's up, babe? So she's pretty well versed in this stuff now.
And let me ask you, man. Like, what I was gonna ask you, like, Warlock. What did they show his torso? They didn't show anything behind him, or
I mean, from what I remember, it was just like him, like turning around, all angry looking, like this, and it was just a quick glimpse. And that was it.
Oh snap!
I recognized it instantly, and I was up out of my seat. I was like, yeah.
See, man, that's why I'm just like, bro, I should have. If I would have waited in line with you another half an hour, right? Because I left around 1, I would have been good. I was like, damn, man.
Yeah.
I know.
Come back. That line grew. When I first got there at 8 in the morning, when we all got there were maybe like 16 people ahead of where we were. There was an entire shoot and a half of people by the time we got.
Oh snap!
I'm telling you, this whole holding one person holds for 5 people crap. No, that went out the window, man. There was at least 250, 300 people ahead of me.
Oh my god! Wow. Yeah, it's there was only like when we were there, like one group had like we all had 5 people, right? It was, yeah, it just it goes crazy. Lawrence, man, what books are flying off, man, for Guardians of the Galaxy?
A lot of plays here. So you've got, obviously, first appearances for the main core team. Gamora, Drax, Rocket. You know, we had a lot of people asking for those books. High Evolutionary, that's the Strange Tales book. People asking for that one. So you've got Adam Warlock books that we're doing pretty well. Requested that Thor 166. So there's a lot of spec play related to this movie.
So the High Evolutionary, man, you were in the hallways, right? John, did he walk past you? Because I saw him taking selfies with people. Like he stopped and joined a selfie with someone. Were you near that?
We heard the security talking right in front of us about a path and someone who was going to walk through, but he got shifted. He never walked right by us. But yeah, I saw him stop and take someone's phone and do that.
I was like, damn, look at him play it up. Look at RoboCop, bro. The purple RoboCop, man.
Yeah, Dan, the skin is like stretched over.
Really?
Yeah.
Dan, what are you thinking, Dan, about this news about Guardians of the Galaxy and High Evolutionary, man?
Well, I'm a big fan of a High Evolutionary. I love all Silver Age heroes and villains. But a quick little history about the Guardians of the Galaxy. I bought the first issue, Marvel Superheroes number 18, back at my LCS and Berkeley Comic Relief. They're no longer in existence. I paid a grand total of $3.50 for it. It's maybe a 7.0, a nice grade copy.
Wow.
And they were, again, the Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't a thing when I was a kid. And same with Hulk 271, the first Rocket Raccoon, which I have 2 issues. I thought it was a goofy issue. And now when they announced that there was going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I thought, why? I don't really understand why. But look at the gigantic following and how big this movie has become. Now this becomes so big, I'm having a tough time thinking this is the last movie. I think this is going to carry on, especially if the box office numbers justify it.
When I was watching this, you know, from this fan-made production of the panel, it looked like they were tearing up, the cast. After, you know, they had Saul in the background, and it looked like they were pretty emotional, man. You know, like they kind of know what. To me, that's telling me. I mean, I don't know, John. I wasn't there, but I was watching them. You know, to me, this seems like it's the end, man. Like they're kind of saying farewell. You know.
Well, I mean, he said it's the end for this team, and you know, with all of the hundreds of projects they have in the works, if there is going to be another Guardians movie, it's probably not going to be for some time. Mm-hmm. Or they may just make a cameo. Like some of them will probably show up in Secret Wars, probably. So I don't see another Guardians movie coming for some time. So and it won't be this team. It'll be a different makeup altogether. Yeah.
I mean, where do you guys think Warlock's gonna fall? You know, he is a cosmic character. You know, I don't see him as an Avenger. Like, I mean, could he remain part of this team? Like after this team is kind of changed? I don't know. You know, like with Nova, or I don't know. You know, like let's think out the box, man. You know.
The only thing that comes to mind is, as you mentioned, the Nova Corps, you know, is going to be showing up at some point. So there could be crossover. Some of the actors could spill over to something along those lines. Again, they're getting into more of a cosmic realm. So, again, this literally, no pun intended, the sky's the limit regarding storyline.
Mm-hmm. Joe, what are you thinking, man?
I just can't get over the fact that High Evolutionary is looking like he's wearing Prince's purple raincoat. That's
Pretty.
I don't think they're going to kill off Rocket. Disney is all about selling stuffed animals, and Groot and Rocket
They make money.
Yeah, man, exactly. Near Mint, not Near Mint over here. He beat me to it. I was going to say Drax is the one that they're going to, off because, he has some contract disputes as well. So I think he's the one that goes. As far as the team is concerned, Marvel has so many other projects out there. I could see them not having this particular team in the future. But I love Guardians of the Galaxy. I think everybody does. And I'm sure they'll have something, some other team. I think that's what will happen.
Look at James. Marvel isn't going to kill Chris Pratt. New team will be formed as Infinity Watch. That makes sense, man. I'm going to leave it here. You can screenshot this, James, so like you can have backup that you kind of called this, bro. That's good. I like that. I like that a lot, man.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
There's no stones. There's no stones anymore.
Then Ozzy says, I think Alex of the new team show up near the end of the film and end to a new beginning. Yep. And Drax will be done, and I want Moondragon. There you go, man. Look at that. Screenshot that, Rob. Lawrence, man, what are you thinking, bro? Lawrence.
I think he has some issues.
What are you thinking, bro? What are you thinking about it?
As far as like spec for this, or
spec for this, man. Where are they going to end up, man?
I think the team itself is done, but you're going to get facets of the team. I could see like a Gamora and Nebula spinoff. I could see maybe another spinoff just with Star-Lord by himself. I think you won't, people have said it about Drax. I think he bites the dust. And I think this might be the end for Mantis as well. She's probably the most unpopular character on the team. So I think this movie ends with, little groups going in their different ways.
Yeah, and as Lawrence, that surprises me too. I agree with you that Mantis is very unpopular, but she was more than popular when she was an Avenger, when she made her debut. Do you think they just screwed up this character? Because the character was more prominent in the comics and sort of almost a side joke, if you will, in the movies. Do you think they kind of screwed that up?
It's somewhat of a missed opportunity.
Yes.
I just think it's a character that they haven't explored too much detail and put a lot into. It was just, she was auxiliary to Ego, and that was about it, Right. So after that movie, it's just not anything they really developed. So I could see her being expendable at this point.
And look who we got. Look who we got creeping here, man. We got King. King's in the house, man. And King said this, man. I like this one too, man. Annihilation, period, conquest, man. And I think Azores agrees, man. What do you guys think about that? Because we do have, we do have Warlock in the game now. What I'm saying? So, right. Let me see here, man. So let me go. Azores shouts out to you, Lawrence. He goes, "Is that my guy, P Dots, bro?" Yeah, of course that is. What's going on,
Azores Tiger?
Of course that is, bro. All right, next up, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. So this is Phase 6, man. Now we're talking about Phase 6. Fantastic Four. They didn't give us any. They just showed this. They just showed the logo. They're like, check back with us on September 12th, right? So. And this is, for my thoughts, where I'm going with it, I think we're going to wait till Phase 7 for Dr. Doom. I just want to see him stand alone as like a villain, man. I want to see where it goes. I don't want Kang to share space with him, with Dr. Doom. I don't want Dr. Doom to share space with Kang. I want them to be, as respect, man, to like two of the biggest villains in Marvel, man. I want them to have their own space, but that's just me. Yeah, we didn't get any cast announcements, man. Anybody going to D23, because that's, I think, where they're going to make it, so Hopefully I can make it. You know, I'm still fishing for a ticket, bro. Lawrence, you going, man? Lawrence, you going to a D23, bro?
Nah.
Oh.
No, just San Diego Comic-Con for me.
I know this one's another line con. I heard. I've never been to D23. I heard it's another line con. You ever been to D23, John?
No, I didn't know how to get tickets until recently. So maybe next time.
It's not as hard as San Diego. All I have to do is like be first. You know, that's kind of what I heard. And sign up for a
Easier
account.
said than done sometimes.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, any speculation, guys, about cast? You know, I mean, no. You know, no. I know we're getting all 4 probably. So
First Mole Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's Fantastic Four one.
Let me see here, man. Go ahead.
Well, the only thing I see with this is that this is the biggest gaping hole in the MCU, because in the comics, the Fantastic Four was the mainstay. I mean, Reed Richards, for example, was the heart of all the technology given to most of the Marvel characters, not Tony. Well, Tony Stark was a close second. But think of all the characters that came from the Fantastic Four. You had the Black Panther, who was a Fantastic Four character. Of course, Doctor Doom, all the storyline with the Inhumans and all the rest of it. And they're now just bringing this out. A lot is riding on this particular movie. They have to get this right.
Yep, they have to get this Fantastic Four. Yeah, they do, man. I mean, Fantastic Four is going to be part of 7, 8, 9. You know, so the next phases. So yeah, they have to do this right. But yeah, man, we gotta wait till D23 to talk about this more, guys. So I'm gonna move on to the next one, man, which is the Avengers, man, the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, man. What you guys thinking about this, man? Go ahead, John. How was the crowd, man?
I couldn't hear them over my own screeching after Secret Wars was announced. I screamed like the goats in Love and Thunder.
No.
I couldn't believe it. No, we don't know what Secret Wars they're going with.
Yeah.
But the speculation is wide open there. But yes, the excitement was you could cut it with a knife. It was thick. Everyone jumped up, standing room only, or standing ovation. It was awesome.
And I think me and Jive, we talked about it, right? Like, with the Infinity Stones, like, Silver Surfer was big in the comic books, and they left them out. Yeah. So Doctor Doom is big in both Secret Wars that we're talking about, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they may leave him out too, so he may just show up at the end. So
I know you don't want him, but, they're building a massive world. There's a lot of complaints about, they're taking too long to get to the point. Well, I think, they're building, they're world building. They're telling stories. They're giving background to a lot of characters that we've been waiting to see. And Doom could show up. He's not a background character. Doom is Doom. But to build up his threat, to build up his legacy over time with cameos and things in the background, is the way to do him justice, to show what a formidable threat he is, and to bring him into Secret Wars and have him put his foot down. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, obviously, but I would be disappointed if he's not a part of it.
Okay,
to say the least. So
I want him to be part of it too, man. I just I want to see him as I want him to be the Thanos. Like, just give him the stage, bro. I've been waiting for Doom. We've been all waiting for Doom for a while. And Doom may be Giancarlo Esposito, man. I think he would be a dope Doom. I think he would too, man. El Pollo Hermanos, remember that, man? You guys all remember that. And then Craig says, way easier to get D20. I heard, man. I should have got him on that when they opened. I feel like it would be a mix of 2 storylines. Rob says, when Feige was asked which Secret Wars he'd be using, and he just said, yes. Good one. You know what, man? And then Kamikaze. So I feel that we get beyond, and then Doom comes in and takes his powers to be God Emperor Doom, in my opinion.
Possible.
And see, man, this is my spec, Ozzy. This is my spec, bro. Like, everybody's talking about Doom and Kang, and no one's talking about the Beyonder, man. Mm-hmm. So I mean, that's the question I have, man. That's the question I have. Is the Beyonder going to be part of all of this, man? So, Lawrence, man. Anything flying off the shelves, man, regarding Avengers and these 2 Avenger movies that are coming out in 4 years? I don't know, dude. 3 years,
Anything and everything Secret Wars. especially the 2015 Secret Wars. I do think, this is wild spec play, but I think this is where we get Miles in live action. I'm calling it right here. I think we get a multiverse kind of battle and war in Avengers Secret Wars, and I think we see a live action Miles in that movie. That's my wild spec.
Well, I mean, that was the purpose of the 2015 Secret Wars story, was to bring the Ultimate Universe into the 616. Yep. So that makes a lot of sense. And this also could be the way they bring the X-Men into, if they keep the original cast, some of the original cast, that could be the way they fold them into the MCU as well. Similar template anyway. So maybe not. I don't know.
John, what do you think, man, about Miles coming in, man? I'm with Lawrence. I hope this happens too, man. That's the way I think. I'm with you, Lawrence. I think that's where they're going to bring in Miles as well. What do you think? What do you think, John?
Yeah, I think that's a great spec. I think that's interesting. I also think I think Dr. Doom shows up here rather than Ant-Man. I think it builds up and it leads up to Dr. Doom showing up in Secret Wars, and that sets everything off. It would add a lot of spice to the whole series, in my opinion. Because then you kind of run through Kang, Kang Dynasty, all that stuff, and then you have Doctor Doom. Great.
Yeah, that'll blow the socks off people, though.
Yeah.
That'll blow the socks off people, man. I mean, I think it would blow. I think people's socks would be blown off with. Okay, let's start off with this. People's shoes would be blown off with Miles, and the socks would be blown off with Doom, man.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dan?
Well, I think there's been too much focus on the first series, issues 1, 3, and 4, and what was it? First, the other Spider-Woman that was in, I forget which issue she was in. Was it 6? I'd get the entire run, and I would also get the entire run from Secret Wars 2, which I think showed up in 1986. Because if they're going to bring Secret Wars in, I don't think they're just going to tap into that first series. I'd get your hands on all of them because they're pretty reasonably priced. Now with the Kang Dynasty, that's going to be if you're going to dig through all the old Kang appearances throughout Marvel, that's going to be a tall order for you to find them. I mean, ones you probably don't think of, like I think it's Hulk. Was it one? I'm drawing a blank here. 136, 137. No, pardon me, 135. It was called the Time Storm. That's just one of dozens and dozens of Kang appearances. So I would probably stock up now because as we've all talked about, it's going to take a few years before these movies hit the big screen.
Yeah, man. And one other thing that when I see this, and I know we talked about it on the Comic Kingpins, is like who's going to make up the Avengers? Like this is going to be a big one where we kind of figure out like who's going to be the new Avengers and who are they going to get rid of? Because I think they're introducing a lot of people right now in Phase 4. Phase 5, they're going to be killing off a lot of people, And Phase 6, we're going to see a whole new team, you know what I'm saying? So moving into the future. And Miles could be part of that, man. Miles could be part of that. Any you guys have any last words about these two big films that are coming up? I know when I saw this, man, I mean, my pants got wet. So, I was like, dude, okay, let's go, man. Like we kind of figured that it wouldn't be Young Avengers. That Avengers have too much going for it as a brand. Like when you see Avengers, you just you get hyped, man. You know what I'm saying? So, we'll see what this new team looks like in the future, man, and what other teams they bring in as well. You know what I'm saying? But next,
I'm sorry. There was a subtle hint to Young Avengers or something like that in Quantumania. There was a scene with Cassie Lang where Scott's going to pick her up. She got arrested, and he's going to pick her up from jail, and he's lecturing her, and she turns around and saying, well, we're trying to do some good, or something like that. And as you know, she's Stature, I think, in Young Avengers, as well as Stinger when she's small. So there could be something to that. It could just be Punk getting in trouble, I don't know, but they're dropping hints.
I mean, she is a big part of the Young Avengers, man. Stature. Yeah. So she's a big part. Yeah, she's a huge part of it, man. So I would love to. I want to see like how she got her powers. Is if it's like the comic books, as well, man. So we'll see. So Doctor James goes, the Infinity Stones are still there. Thanks. Just reduce the stones to atoms. The stones are in our microverse, and all the stones will be found there. The Fantastic Four will find the stones. All right. No black spooks. They're gonna bring the black Spidey suit, man. But it's gonna be Miles. Sorry, bro. No, I'm just saying. And then I remember putting together the OG Secret War runs, and from his LCS. It's not my favorite storyline ever. Let me see, Azores, man. Maybe we get Quasar, Moondragon, Falaville, or Beta Ray Bill as new members of the Guardians of the Galaxy. That would be awesome. Yeah. We all thought Beta Ray Bill was gonna show up in Thor, but he never did. So we'll see, man. Miles Morales with the cheeseburger, and then processed meat, man. Says good point about the stones, man. Didn't think of that. So and then they're introducing FF characters around the TV shows, except certain thing in She-Hulk. You guys think we're gonna get the thing in She-Hulk?
That's the rumor.
That's the rumor, right? That'd be dope. That'll let us know, man. They're really coming. Just give us a little something, man. Let me see here. Proud owner of both runs, all new, all different Avengers. And we talked about that. Then the Uncanny Avengers. So they're calling this whole 4, 5, 6, the multiverse saga. And you got a hat. Let's see the hat, man. Let's see that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me, man, how much is that going on eBay right now?
Day of, it was selling for like 175. Now I think it's like around 80 to 100. Though there's two hats. There's one with the click, and then there's this one with the pull tab. So the
click one, huh?
Yeah, the click one is way better. It's a lot firmer. It looks cooler, but
that's the one Feige was wearing too. He's wearing. Yeah. Was he wearing the click one? Yeah.
Yeah, he got the good one.
Yeah, for sure, man. How was it, man? Because you had to go. So what happens, guys, is to get that hat, they give you a ticket, right? And then you have to go to. You have to walk over to the Manchester, right? Yeah. How was it, man? The line getting that hat, bro. Let them know.
I'm a pro, man. I don't go right after the hall lets out. I go on Sunday morning when they open up, and there was no line at all. Walked right in, got my hat, and left.
Yeah, man.
I don't want to fight 6,000 people. I'm good.
All right. So let's just talk about this, Dan, man. I want to ask Dan, man. What do you think about the multiverse saga? You think that's a good name?
Depends on where they go. I mean, that's sort of an open-ended, title. It depends on what direction they go into.
And how about you, John? What are you thinking?
Yeah, great name.
Works.
Yeah, it works for me.
Yep. What do you think, John? Works? You got the hat.
Yeah, I love it. And my biggest concern is shelf space for how many more I'm running out of room here for the hot toys.
we all are.
Let me, man. Look at this. Look at John's, man. This is epic, bro.
Hot toy set up there. I got a few of them.
Oh man.
I got I don't know if you can see it, but I got Wicket up there fighting Thanos.
Damn, bro. Look at that, man. You are the hot toy king, bro. I'm telling you, man. I've never seen a shelf that full of hot toys in my life. That's
not even all of them. I got
there's still some over there in the garage, kind of hanging out. What do you think, Lawrence, about this title?
I like it. It's simple, straight to the point. It gives them direction for what they're doing with the MCU. So I like it.
All right, cool, man. All right, man, guys. So we're gonna let me see here, man. What do we got here over here in the chat? Fantastic Four will be pulled in from different universes as the multiverse timeline will be reduced to one timeline. Franklin Richard is coming,
Yes.
And then Franklin is a god. His ancestor's a god, right? With Kang. So, and then Dr. Comics agrees, man. Franklin is a god. All right, guys. So we're gonna move on to DC real quick. We're gonna get to no. We're talking about Wakanda. So Ryan Coogler came up, man. I just want to give Ryan Coogler props, man. He still has an Oakland swag when he walked up, man. And tell us about it, man. Tell us about this whole, because I saw the whole thing on like kind of pieces and bits of it. Tell us about this panel with Wakanda Forever.
Oh yeah, It was an emotional one, for obvious reasons, and opening up with the African drumming and the singing in the crowd. They started in the crowd and then walked up on stage and had a whole procession, and it was just awesome to be in there and see. And that's why I sit in the sun all day for hours and wait for this line, is to get to be part of that experience. I mean, wow, just the hype to be in the room and all that stuff's going on. It's nerdy as hell, but I love it, every second of it. And you can feel the emotion. I mean, after they showed the trailer, everybody on the stage was crying and hugging each other. I mean, we could feel that. So it was awesome to be there and experience that with everybody.
Yeah, the trailer was awesome, man. I don't know. I said it over on Kingpins, but DC should take some notes, man. That's how you do a trailer with the Marvel Aquaman. Them shots in the water are beautiful, man.
Yeah,
it's beautifully shot, man. Ryan Coogler's just a great filmmaker, man. Like, he gets his point across, very clearly. There's no messing around, man. We got to see the new Riri Williams. How was the crowd, man, when Riri walked out?
There's a lot of excitement, but I mean, she's been news for a while, so it wasn't anything new. But to see her in person in a role, and to confirm that she's going to be in the movie, I mean, everyone got excited for it. So it's good to see.
Yeah, I love seeing her, but her dress, I was like, what?
Yeah, the shopping. It's like she spray painted one of those Comic-Con bags they give you when you check in.
Right, she did. Instead of sleeping in it, she wore it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to her. The one person that I saw in the that walked out was the actress that plays Shuri. She didn't look too happy, man. I was like, did you get the vibe when you saw her walking out? Because I mean, I saw it like multiple times. I rewind it, and I was like, why is she not as pumped as as she as one would be if you're gonna be the next Black Panther? Maybe she's not. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, there's all the rumors about her, in conflicts and all that stuff like that. I don't know how much of that is true, but yeah, there was definitely a vibe with her. I couldn't quite place.
Yeah, I couldn't quite place it either, man. I was like, what's going on with her, man? I always think she's awesome in the films. In the film, like, I thought she plays a great character, but we'll see. And then we saw Neymar. How was the crowd with Neymar, man?
To get confirmation that was happening. I mean, it started when they announced Neymar, when everyone's like, it's happening.
Right there.
And when he came out, it was awesome.
I actually got to see him at the Marvel stage. He came out at the Marvel stage. I think I have it somewhere on my Instagram, but he came out over at the Marvel booth,
Oh, in the exhibit hall?
Yeah, and gave out like, one of those Spider-Man dinosaurs things, to the crowd, so... Yeah, everybody's pretty pumped when he saw him, man.
That's cool.
What do you guys think about Neymar here? Dan, you've been around the block, man. What do you think about this Neymar? Does he represent the Neymar you grew up with?
Yes and no. I mean, I don't mind. I'm just looking at the facial features and all that, but I'm looking at that screenshot of the winged feet. Looks like he's wearing some sort of special boots or something. I was hoping they would get into more of a mystical element regarding how he's able to fly with those things. I'm not exactly certain how his powers are going to be generated on the movie.
He has the wings.
He does have the wings?
Yeah, if when you watch the trailer, they show him being born underwater, and the person birthing him, you can see the little baby Namor's got wings on his feet.
Okay.
And the dude's like, what the hell? So yeah, he's got the wings.
Well, again, this is another character they have to get it right, because Neymar was literally their first character. And so he's of anyone who has the longest standing history, it's this character here. I'm going to reserve judgment. I want to see what they do with it. Ask me after I see it, and I'll give you my experienced critique about it. Because I know what to expect. I'm not certain if they're going to go down the same road as the traditional Neymar that I grew up with.
Are you guys okay with him being from a Mayan or Aztec? Because he has a pretty strong Latin American accent, man. So I mean, I don't want to stereotype, but you can't you can't take that accent away.
I'm gonna bite real quick on this. There's one thing about his look that bothers me, and it's a classic part of his look, and he's got no widow's peak. The widow's peak is missing. Where's the widow's then? So other than that, I love it. I'm all on board.
Yeah. I think it's a pretty good storyline, to kind of, retro it, or whatever, to change the, the origin. Like, because what happened to, the question has always been, we're here in the United States, like, what happened to the Aztecs and Mayans? Where'd they go? Like, they became Atlantis. Like, that kind of fits for me, man. What do you think, Ja?
Yeah, I'm with Dan. I'm going to reserve judgment on this one. I like how they're changing it up a little bit if they want to fit today's world, and mostly because it's not gonna, they don't want to associate it in any way with Aquaman. I guess Aquaman's come out, and he's from Atlantis too, isn't he? I think, or something like that. So I guess they don't want to associate the two, and that's probably why they changed it. And but I'll be interested to see how it works in the movie. But I'm excited for the movie. Really excited for this.
Yeah,
movie.
Me too, man.
Yeah.
The movie looks, that trailer sold 1 billion tickets, bro. Actually, but it sold 3 tickets for me because I'm gonna take my son. I think this is one that he should watch.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it does represent a culture that's lost. It makes a lot of sense. It's just
right.
I want to see how it works.
Let me see here. James says Namor mutant abilities unlock at birth, and that's why he has wings. And then Craig says I think it's great. And Tiger Azora says I'm ready for Tiger Shark.
Yes.
Tiger Shark.
Yes. Yeah.
Lawrence, man, what books were flying off the shelf, man? What are people asking about, bro? Lawrence. I don't think he can hear us. I don't think he can hear us, man. So, let's move on to this one. So, let me see here. There we go, man. There's a new Namor right there. He announced to the world, man, like in Spanish, bro, like he's Namor. How was that for you? How was the crowd when he announced, announced to the world in Spanish who he is and where he's from and what he's repping?
Yeah. That was a pretty cool moment that he did that, and I had to have a buddy of mine with me translate so I could understand what he said.
What did he say? Because I didn't understand.
All my brothers, sisters, friends, this is proof that all of us can make it. We crossed the river, we crossed the bridge, and here we are. I'm paraphrasing. I don't really.
That's good,
exactly,
man.
But it was a message of he did say as well that inclusion is important, and and he's living proof of that it's happening. So yeah,
he got to come with. He better come with that Namor swag though, right, guys? Is that what you guys reserving it for? Like,
yeah.
He got to want to steal some wives, and he wants to, he got to be a dick too,
Yeah.
So like, you got to come with that swag, man.
Yeah.
Lawrence, you there, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, so
Right
what books were flying off the shelf? What were people asking? What were flying off the shelf for Wakanda Forever, man?
A lot of Shuri related books. The heavy spec bet right now is that Shuri will be the Black Panther in this movie. Don't count out Eric Killmonger, though. There's people specking on that character still. But we'll see if he even makes an appearance in the movie. But Namor, a lot of Namor books. Namor-related crossovers, especially where the War of Atlantis and Wakanda, that story arc was heavily requested. And anything Namor from the Silver Age, and that's what's being asked for right now.
How about those the Namor books from like the late '80s and '90s, man? Were those going?
Not so much. No? I think at that point, that's not the Namor that people are expecting in the movies. Mm-hmm. But they want the early stuff. The early Namor.
Silver Age.
The Silver Age Namor. That's where the good money's on right now.
Okay. All right. I know Dan, and I know Dan's already prepping for one of these segments where he's going to talk about Namor. That's a Dan subject right there. That Silver Age goodness, right, Dan?
It is, but if being the biggest Defenders fan probably in the community, the only reason I really loved Namor was because he was a founding member of the Defenders. I didn't care for his character of the anti-hero. Throughout the Silver Age, it was again the Defenders because he became an actual hero. I think he would have been more of not a sideline character. I'm not drawing the right word for it. But again, he's got a mixed history, if you will. So we'll see. He may be a villain in this movie. He may turn out to be a hero. He may be the anti-hero. Again, I'm with Jaw. I'm going to hold up a lot of reservation until I see where they're going, and then I'll make my call.
Hey, look, I think someone's with you, bro. Look at Process Me, man. As long as Neymar's a huge raging a-hole, I'm 100% in. Me too, man. We want to see that, man. We want to see him do that. And then Dr. Comics says Aquaman isn't the true king of Atlantis. His throne isn't a megalodon skull like Neymar. You know, so there you go.
That's going deep.
That's going deep, bro. So let's talk about DC real quick, man. We want to give DC love. All right. What'd you think? What'd you think, me man, when this happened?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. When you walked into Hall H on Saturday morning, they gave everybody a lanyard with a black, little black square with a lightning bolt on it. And then when he came out and did that, they all lit up. It was like a blue lightning bolt light coming out of there.
What?
And, I tried finding it so I could show you. I don't know where I put it, but that was rad. And then the effects of the lightning and all that stuff, that was awesome. I was hoping they were going to do more stuff like that, because they did something as well when he came out on stage for the first time. No, I'm getting something mixed up. I'm getting the Shazam panel mixed up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was rad. Just to him come out and do that and just announce himself like that. That was pretty cool to see.
Look at Azor's Tiger, man. He makes a point. That trailer is sick. I think they borrowed a little bit from like the Black Panther trailers. It had that little Black Panther vibe. Did you guys feel that too?
Yeah,
like that kind of like low level, like gritty kind of like feel with like that deep bass. You know, like I kind of felt it. You know, like there too, man. I think. Let me see. So check this out, man. Look at Tyrone, man. Tom Cruise is the new Black Panther, bro. Yo, Tyrone, screenshot this, man. If it happens, bro, there you go, man. You called it, man. You called it, Tyrone. Look at Denaya Guerra is Okoye is a new. I thought that might be it too. You know, is a new Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? James. James is in here, huh? Okay, where'd James go? Oh, I think
he dropped off. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean Lawrence. Yeah.
Lawrence dropped off.
Yeah. So, what are you guys thinking, man? Dan, what are you thinking about this, bro?
Look, I'm like everybody else. I love DC, and I grew up with DC before Marvel. I'm just hoping they finally get on the right track. I'm hoping this might be it. We're just waiting for the catalyst. We're waiting for that one movie that cascades into the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So, fingers crossed.
Do you think this is gonna save DC like Azor said, man? What are you guys thinking?
I don't know if it saves DC. I think it gives them more. It gives them a big name star. And I love the trailer. You know, Hawkman and Dr. Fate. I don't know about saving. Saving is a pretty big word for a franchise that needs a lot of help.
One thing that kind of interested me is Warner Brothers allowed for some Q&A, and they only got 2 questions out. The first was a joke about Kevin Hart being short, which was funny, and The Rock made a funny joke about that. But another one was like, who would win in a fight, Shazam or Superman? And it was like they wouldn't touch that question. But it was a missed opportunity because The Rock talked a bunch about how he's been working on this movie for over 10 years. It's a labor of love, something he's always wanted to do. And nobody asked him, well, why? Why is he like a huge Black Adam fan? You know, where did this come from? Why has he been working this hard on a Black Adam movie for all this time? I'd really like to know the background to that and why he has such a huge interest in the character and doing the movie. Was it specifically Black Adam, or is he just looking to be in the DCU somehow? Mm-hmm. Do you guys know any of that?
No. Well, I was watching the comic Kingpins. This is not going to answer your question, John, but it's a bit of an aside. Yeah. And they were saying that the news is that Ben Affleck is returning as Batman along with Aquaman in some movie. I didn't really catch the entire part of it.
Aquaman, yeah, I read that.
And that's fine. I don't mind that, but I think they should not start mixing and matching their cast. I mean, my personal view Henry Cavill is the best Superman they've had since George Reeves way back in the 50s. I think he's exceptional, a great actor. He's the perfect persona. I've sort of accepted him as Superman. I don't think I'm alone. I think they make a mistake getting rid of him and then trying someone else new. So look, it's not so much the cast that they're choosing. I think it's the writing, and I think it's other elements of the movie. They don't, again, have the Marvel MCU feel to it. I think it's a lot of, I don't know what it is. It's I think the problem is the front office. People behind the scenes just aren't making the right decisions. But again, think about it. This is DC. Detective Comics started everything. There is so much history and so many characters. It's just waiting for someone to do the right moves and get this thing rolling.
Mm-hmm. Agree, man. Agree. I think it's gonna be a big film for DC. I do, man. I'm gonna. They sold 2 tickets with me, man. Me and my wife are gonna be watching this. I mean, if Rock's in a movie, I'm watching, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They also gave these out when you went in the Hall H. I'm covering up the code here. It's a free IMAX ticket to go see Black Adam when it comes out.
Oh, nice.
Code on it.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm covering that part up so no one steals my code.
I know, right? They hooked you guys up, man. They hooked you guys up, dude. I think this one you have to watch in IMAX. I think they went all out for this one, man. So next up, man, is Shazam. What do you guys? Did you? I didn't see this trailer. Did they have a trailer? John?
Yeah, they had a trailer. I think it's out. I think you can watch it. But this is where I got confused. So when Zachary Levi came out, they had this thing on the stage in Hall H where like they had TV screens on the bottom underneath the big screen in the front, and they separated like this, and he walked out with like lights behind him like it was the WWE or something. I thought it was The Rock, and then the lights went out. It was Zachary Levi. I was like, that's how The Rock should have came in. Like, can you smell what Black Adam is cooking? But yeah, I loved the first movie, and this seems to be carrying that energy forward. So I'm really excited for this. I don't know a lot about Shazam, and like I'm not really familiar with the comics. So the villains that were introduced, I'm not familiar with them. But I kind of like that. I'm going to go in completely blind with no expectations. So I'm excited for it.
Joe, what'd you think, man?
Yeah, I like the first movie, the first Shazam. I like this trailer for this one. I mean, it has Megan Good in it. Why not, right? Megan Good, she's
why
fine.
not?
Yeah.
She's fine, bro.
Yeah,
she is, man.
Yeah. But I'll watch this movie. My question is to you, Ian. Will you be watching this movie?
I'll be watching this movie for sure, man. It's something I can take my son to. Like I think it'll fit something. My son is like very tentative on things I watch because he walked in while we were watching Stranger Things. Now he doesn't come in when Daddy's watching movies. Now he's like that. Stranger Things freaked him out, like just 10 minutes of it. Last season. So he's like, but I think he'll come with me to watch this one as well, man. And then look, Doris agreed, bro. He goes, I'm watching Megan Good. Yeah, me too, man. Yeah, she's spicy, man. How about you, Dan?
This
were you a big Shazam guy? Were you a big?
I loved all the DC movies, but DC characters. But when this came out, this was an absolute gem. This is one of the best movies they had produced. And remember, this was a few weeks before the Captain Marvel movie, so they had to change the name. They did the Shazam instead of Captain Marvel, which they could have dubbed that. But this movie was far superior to the Marvel's Captain Marvel movie by far. And if again, this is one of the movies they could build on. They should interweave this cast and this storyline with the rest of the DC universe. I think they've got a winner here. They just need to expand on it.
No, and I'm with Nando too here. He goes, if Cavill and Johnson were on screen together, I think that's a major box office. Put Shazam, yes. Cavill and Johnson, man.
Absolutely.
Because the last second of Shazam, number one, spoiler, like Superman walks in,
Mm-hmm.
And there's no other better Superman in this era than Cavill, right? Like,
yes.
He's a great Superman. I love that guy, man. So go ahead.
By the way, so the question that was asked of The Rock in the Q&A was who would win in a fight, The Rock and Superman, and The Rock's answer was, no disrespect to anyone that's played the role. He's like, but Henry Cavill is an amazing Superman, and so to answer that question, it depends on who's in the role, and that's what he said. That was his answer. It depends on who's in the role.
So are they rooting?
Are
they rooting for Cavill too? Cavill? Are they rooting for? You think they're rooting for him to be the Superman?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, he's done interviews where he said he's a big advocate for Henry Cavill, so he's pushing for him to do it. So I don't know. Well, it's. I mean, there was a rumor before the Hall H panel that he was going to come out and announce that Man of Steel 2 is happening. He's been recast.
Oh, dude, that would be sick.
And that didn't happen. And so everyone was, after that panel was over, we were waiting for it any second now. He's coming out, and it never happened. And then we're all like, what the?
And I know James, man. James is a big Cavill fan too, man, of Man of Steel. I thought that was a great movie, man. I thought that was like one of the best movies DC has made, besides the Batman, the Dark Knight stuff, So
right.
It was a great Superman, man. I mean, I hope they bring him back as well, man. But man. I think that calls for what happened, for us at Hall H. Anything else happened at Hall H between? Because you were in there from like the whole day, so you were like 10:30 to 11:30, and then you had to wait till 5. Anything else cool in Hall H that happened that day, man?
There was the House of the Dragon panel, which was probably one of the most boring panels I've ever seen. I went and got nachos halfway through.
Yeah,
so I missed the second half.
You're like,
I'm actually excited to watch the show. It's just whoever they had moderating that panel was terrible. And one of the questions during the Q&A was, what is this show about? Are you guys going to do a show about the Targaryens? And it was like, everyone looked at him like, are you from outer space? This is what the show is about, dude. Like, I don't know who screens the questions for the people that go up to the mic, but they really need to fix that.
They don't screen. One of my bucket list things was to ask a question at Hall H, and I did. It was like in 2017. They didn't ask me. They didn't ask me jack, bro. They're just like, okay, you're the last one. That's all they said to me. Yeah, so they don't screen any questions, bro. It's always really the button lady's behind you. Remember, that button lady? She's always behind you, bro. You're like, oh, you're the famous button lady. She sits there for but they don't screen, man. So
there was also the Sandman panel, and
how was that?
That show looks great. I got a little bit drowsy and head nodded a little bit during parts of that panel, but I watched the footage and the. It looks like it's going to be an anthology of sorts, just like kind of the series was, where he's the common thread through the different stories. So it looks like they're going to follow that format. So I'm excited to watch it. What else was there? There was a panel. The E does a panel with women actors every year in Hall H, and that one was really good. Usually it's kind of one of those, okay, let's go get a snack.
Yeah. Let's go cruise the exhibit floor and get the ticket.
Yeah. But it was really interesting. There was a comedian, I don't remember her name, but she kind of stole the show. She was hilarious. Maybe somebody remembers who that was. But what else was there? Trying to remember in the fog of a week ago what other panels were in there. Oh, Star Trek universe.
Oh, that's a good one for that's a good one for Dan.
Yeah,
I saw a little bit of that. That gave me some hope as a huge Star Trek fan that the franchise is still alive. I wouldn't say I think they're a bit on life support because I don't think they have the Gene Roddenberry type direction. They still have some of the original cast. But I think the big news that came out of that, correct me if I'm wrong, John, and that was Michael Dorn playing Worf is going to take over as captain of the Enterprise as a Commodore. And I think that, he's a dynamite actor, and he's a huge name in the Star Trek world. So that hopefully will revive that franchise.
Yeah, for the Picard season 3, the entire cast is coming back. Next Generation cast. Well, maybe not entire cast, but most.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you said you got drowsy watching the Sandman trailer?
I had been up for a very long point, and I just my body told me to take a nap. So it was like my wife and I fell asleep on each other for like 10 minutes.
And that's the thing about like Hall H, right? Like it's once you sit down, it's very comfortable, and they got the air conditioning going. And then there's this monotone kind of conversation going on, like you're listening to talk radio, and it's very comforting, man. It's unless it's like people screaming and taking off their shirts for Kevin Feige, then you're just kind of like, let me.
I camped overnight in the line to hold the whole spot.
How long did you camp in that line overnight, bro?
So I said I got there 8 a.m. Friday, and I left around 1:30, and I got to walk around the hall and all that, and then we got back in about 6:30.
No, but you forgot you had that nice quesadilla too that we went and walked over and got. So that kind of put you. Yeah, bro. It was, bro. Yeah, it was good.
So thank you for the hookup there. So we got back in line about 6:30, and I never left. So
all the way to like
all
the next
the way
morning
through Hall H. And usually how it works is you get the blinky blinks, or whatever they call it, come through, they give you your wristband, they finish everybody, and then they move you into the chutes. Well, then they have these metal detectors there now.
Oh, Jesus.
And they had to get everything set up with security. So they didn't start moving us into the chutes until after 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh. And then you had to be back in. Everybody had to be back no later than 7 in the morning. So I finally laid down to take a nap about 2:30 or so, and woke up about 4:15. So that's all the sleep I had. It was about an hour and 45 minutes on that damp ass nasty ground, surrounded by ants and roaches and who knows what
and
else.
Rats. Did you see the mother rat that's been there for 10 years?
No, I didn't see any rats.
The mother rat, bro. She runs around the Hall H and everything else line. Her and her kids. It's crazy, man. Maureen's gonna hate me for this because Maureen's the leader of that line. Maureen and Chris. But I skipped it because I wanted to go to the short box party, bro. The short box party.
Yeah, I had an invite. I had the RSVP for that, but I was like,
you can't. That's the way Comic-Con is. You pick something and you lose something. You gotta be happy for what you picked and lost. But yeah, man, you want to stick around, man, because we have one of the best segments going down in about like 10 seconds. You down?
Yeah, I'll hang out. Sure, thanks.
All right, man. So y'all know what's up, man. It's time to learn, y'all. 14 people in here. Stay awake, man. This is worth it, man. Because after this, we're doing the big draw for this baby, man. This baby right here. All right, the big draw. And all y'all, make sure you guys if you guys didn't say anything over there in the comments, make sure you do, because while Dan is doing this, I'm gonna be putting those names in. All right, guys. So it's time to learn. Let's do this.
Welcome to Comic Book Corner. I'm Dan De La Torre. Some sad news as we begin this segment here. We lost two giants in pop culture. One was a sports figure and one was a science fiction figure. The first was Nichelle Nichols from the Star Trek universe. A pillar, to say that the least. She was a groundbreaking actress who started out in Star Trek, the original series, actually was ready to quit. She didn't really care for being on that show. And then she meets a gentleman by the name of Dr. Martin Luther King, who says, that I am very careful with what I show my children. This is one of the few shows that I do show my children. Please stay on. And he convinced her to stay on as Lieutenant Uhura on that series. I had the absolute pleasure of meeting her in 2017 at the San Jose Comic-Con. She couldn't be more lovely or gracious. She will be missed, and she had an absolute stellar career. The other person that we had lost was a sports figure named Bill Russell. Bill Russell, if you say he's simply just an all-star basketball player from the Celtics, that is a complete injustice. This man was a legend. He was one of the legends in basketball. There was few that could compare to him. I mean, I compare.
Dan. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dan's coming back. There's Dan. There he goes. I can't hear you, Dan. Oh, Dan's coming back. Dan's coming back. Sorry, guys. It just happens. This is what happens in a live show. Can you hear me, Mike or John? Okay, cool. Yeah,
I can hear you.
All right, let's wait for Dan to come back. He'll pop back in here, man. But yeah, man. So while we're waiting for Dan, man, what was some of your favorite memories from San Diego Comic-Con?
The panel that I was on, that was a first.
Tell us about the panel. What was the panel called, man?
Comic book collecting A to Z. It was put together by Jeff from Into the Void Comics. He was approached by Tommy, who's one of the folks who does the programming. And the idea was, from what I understand, the idea was to get more panels at the con that deal with the actual hobby of comic book collecting. So they had a variety of different panels, and I like that, including yours, either the comic book YouTube panel that you guys did. And Jeff moderated the panel, and he kind of asked the questions and kept us on track. And I thought he did an amazing job, because not only has he never moderated a panel before, but he said he's never even been to one. So he didn't know.
Oh, geez.
So I was trying to tell him, I was like, well, this is usually how it goes and all that. But I think the greatest thing about that experience was, and maybe if we get invited to do it again, is the Q&A part. We spent most of the panel, Jeff was asking us questions. We were giving our points of view and information for beginners, experienced collectors. But the Q&A, we had like half the house hands went up, and we were surprised. We weren't expecting that many questions. So hopefully if we get invited back, we can focus on that and just have people ask questions. And, maybe we'll introduce ourselves. Like, why are we qualified to be up here? Who the hell are these clowns? And then have people just ask, and we can help folks out. So I don't know.
If someone has if someone taped it, man, I'll put it on on this channel so everybody can see it, because it represented a lot of people, man.
I don't know if anyone taped it. I know Natalie's husband, D Comic Queen, he recorded some parts of it. I don't know if he recorded the whole thing. I can reach out to her and ask.
Just don't call her DC Comic Queen.
No, yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right, let's get back to Dan's segment. Go ahead, Dan.
All right, Ian. Sorry about the technical difficulties, everyone. We were paying homage to a legend that we lost, Bill Russell, legendary basketball player, and very much an activist in after his career, an activist for civil rights, a champion for that cause. Bill Russell was, again, a legend. I compare him to people like Michael Jordan and I'm drawing a blank on the 76ers great Dr. Julius Erving. That's who I'm thinking about here. Bill Russell was 88 years old, and Nichelle Nichols, who we also lost, was 89 years old. We respectfully move on to our shout-out segment here, and we love everyone on this channel. And I made sort of the rounds, if you will, the last week or so on a number of shows. I had the pleasure, while my colleagues here were at the Comic-Con in San Diego, I had the pleasure of meeting two people, one of the shows that I sponsor, and that's the Comic Book Canon Show. Jeff and Chris here. Jeff is on the East Coast. He flew in for work reasons, and Chris is out in the Sacramento area. So we met at A1 Comics, and it was the first time I was able to meet both gentlemen. It was an absolute pleasure. We were doing some live information as it came out at the Comic-Con. It was just a great, fun time. Check out the Comic Book Canon Show, which is every Sunday at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. The next shout-out was the Tony Sanders show, let's go to Spine Six. I was on last Saturday with my good friend Sith Lordley. Sith and I hit it off as friends, and I love being on his show. It's such a fun show that if you have a very long week, it's a great stress relief, because you never know what's going to come on. It's a fun show, informative show. Check out Spine Ticks every Saturday at 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 Eastern. Next would be the Tony Sanders show. And I was on this previous Friday. This has been another one of my homes, if you will. Tony has one of the most interesting comic shows on YouTube. It's comic and wrestling based. So you sort of compete if you've never seen the show. Anyone in the chat, by the way, can get on the show with your collection here. I play two characters. I play a character called the Ancient One, sort of a mystic wizard, and this character here called I'm the attorney for the hunt. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. And check out the Tony Sanders Show every other Friday at 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 Eastern. One other show I wanted to shout out. I've never been on this show, but I saw it last week, and it's David from Comic Book Investments. Now, what David did, for one, he's an absolutely great source of information. He's very locked into the comic market, and we'll be talking about the market in just a moment. But he did a a profile on the book by this gentleman here at the bottom, Dr. Frederick Wortham. He was the man who produced the book, The Seduction of the Innocent. And David does a profile on just how destructive that particular book and the movement he started was that literally almost destroyed the comic industry single-handedly. When I watched that documentary, there are things I didn't realize, and you almost wanted to bring yourself to tears as you see these comics burned. It was very, very surreal. And we might just in fact, we will have a conversation about this on the next episode because it ties into the subject matter. But check out David from Comic Book Investments, another wonderful member of the community. Let's now move to a very difficult subject, and that's the economy. Last Thursday, the Commerce Department reported its gross domestic product output, and it was in the negative territory, 0.9 negative growth. That's not good for the second quarter. The first quarter was 0.3 negative growth. That means we're actually in an official recession. That, coupled with high inflation that we're having, is what people are suggesting is stagflation. This is not good, people. This is not good whatsoever. And the sad thing is, the media is not really talking about this for whatever reason. They're hesitant to say the word recession. They're saying things like it's a supposed recession or a possible recession. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't possibly pay 20% more to my grocery bill and 70% for my energy needs. This is a very, very bad indicator that will lead us into next year. Now, the sad thing is, this is a comic show, not a political show, but you're hearing more accurate information regarding the economy on this little show than you are your national broadcast. But this comes back to the comic market because, again, in 2021, the comic market celebrated over $9 billion of transactions. That is, again, not a small market. What this means for the comic market is sort of a mixed bag because while the deep grails like the Amazing Fantasy 15s, Hulk 1s, and the Golden Age classics from Action Comics #1 and so forth are holding their own, even moving up a little bit, some comics are still going down in value, even Silver Age books. The ones that are hurting the most seem to be the more modern books because they're very plentiful and easy to get. Now, the thing is, some of these books are, again, holding their own, and the reason why is this. Those comic books, let's say I have a Fantastic Four #12. It's a low-grade 1.5 CGC. Even though it's a low grade, it's a very desirable book, but it's also a tangible asset that people will want to have in their collection. So people are moving their cash, which is becoming less and less in value, into things like comic books, property, even automobiles, because again, even the used car market has accelerated because of supply chain issues. So keep a close eye as you continue to buy with comics, because again, they are holding their own. But I still recommend bronze and silver is the primary source of what you should be getting into because they have long-lasting hold. But the problem with comics is that the market is shrinking because the economy is going down. If you had, let's say, 100% of the market people buying and selling, now you have maybe 80% or 70% of the people that are able to buy as their jobs are secure or they have the savings that they wish to invest in. That's fine, but the days of 2020, 2021 are behind us because, again, we're going to very much a serious downturn. So please be very, very careful. As Azores is pointing out, the deep blue chip grails are the ones you should focus in on if you can get your hands on them. Let's move on to my review of the Thor: Love and Thunder movie. Now, it's been about a month, so it's okay to bring up any spoilers if you haven't seen it. It was an exceptional movie. I think the MCU hit the mark on this. It was who was it here? Christian Bale, who played the lead role, who played Gore the God Butcher. The movie starts with him, and he's in a desolate area. It looks like it's dried out from drought and famine, and he is holding his daughter who is dying of either starvation or whatever else is wrong with her, and finally dies in his arms. As I said during the Moon Knight review, the ultimate nightmare for any parent is that for your child to die right in front of you. You simply never recover. And he has to bury her by himself because there's no one else around. His civilization seems to have died off. But another thing that struck me as very, very powerful was that this was a person of faith, deep faith. And as a person of faith myself, which is something I rarely talk about, is a very private thing. I don't share it with anyone else unless you want to. If you believe, you believe. But one of the tenets of faith is your long-lasting faith. If you are tested, how do you hold up under this test? This man holds up 100% because even though he has literally lost everything, including his family, he still has never given up the faith to the gods that he prays to. And what happens is he finally meets these gods as he sees this sort of oasis, crawls to them, he still gives thanks for him being alive. And he has the ultimate shock where the gods were literally laughing at him, thinking he's just this minor being that they could simply step on. And this is with this incredible loss and this incredible shock that this character goes through, I think it was a wonderful transition for him to be Gore the God Butcher, given this power by the Necrosword that happened to be next to him. They didn't explain how this all happened. But I thought Christian Bale played an exceptional role in this movie. The movie was very, very fun and well played by Natalie Portman and Chris Hemsworth, two excellent actors. I mean, they play so well off each other. Natalie Portman is such a lovely woman, very beautiful and very talented. It was another thing that struck me was that she was suffering from cancer. And anyone who knows people that have suffered through that or any other deadly disease, it's a very, very difficult thing to go through. She plays it exceptionally well. One question I have, though, is the hammer Mjolnir reappears in bits and pieces as it was destroyed in Thor, the second or third movie. I forget which one it was. It was broken apart by Thor's sister, Hela. And the bits and pieces reform, and Natalie Portman's character is able to wield it. And it's very cool how, as she throws it, it breaks up in little pieces that are virtually indestructible and then reforms. But the question I had was, what happened to the intact Mjolnir hammer that Thor had got in the Avengers movie? So he gave that to Captain America. He took it back in time, and I thought he brought it back with him. Anyway, that's a question for another day. So that's one of those little interesting things. But when the Gore the God Butcher begins on his rampage, Thor, no longer having Asgard, seeks help, and he goes to Olympus to find this character, Zeus, played brilliantly by Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe is a veteran actor. What struck me about Olympus was it was far different than when I grew up with the comics, because Olympus, like Asgard, was a group of warriors, and they couldn't wait for the next battle for glory and honor and that sort of thing. This was a group of self-important, self-indulging recluses. All they cared about was drinking and sex and what was the next party they could go into. And when Thor asked them for help, Zeus basically says, you know what, you're on your own. We're totally safe and secure in this world that they've created for themselves. And that struck me as a bit odd and a bit disappointed, to be quite honest with you. There is a scene where Thor supposedly kills Zeus, but of course he is resurrected at the end of the movie, which I'm glad, because I didn't want someone as talented as Russell Crowe to go away. I'd like to see him again, because again, at the end of the movie, this is also no spoiler, Hercules does show up. Hercules is cast by this gentleman here, a man I know very little about, Brett Goldstein, but I think he's going to be an exceptional addition to the MCU once that finally gets going here. And again, check out my last picks of the week regarding Hercules picks. But I think this is going to be a great chemistry between the two of them, because Hemsworth has said openly he likes to stay as the Thor role, which is great. So that means that there's a number of movies ahead of us, because both men are still young enough, and we can enjoy their movies for some time. Speaking of the MCU, let's talk about the direction of the MCU. It seems to me, as an older collector and as an experienced collector, it is becoming harder and harder to predict what direction they're going into. Now, the examples I use here is when the MCU really got started was this movie here, the first Iron Man from Robert Downey, starring Robert Downey Jr. in 2008. This was a brilliant take on the first Iron Man. It dovetailed perfectly with Tales of Suspense 39, the beginning of Iron Man's origin, and all the things that led up to the classic red and gold armor. My disappointment was I liked Terrence Howard as James Rhodes. I would like for him to stay as James Rhodes in the following movies, but they didn't. They had a change, but it is what it is. But that was a brilliant and successful movie which launched the MCU. Now, my concern is this. If the MCU starts to stray from their original storyline, which again is the Silver, Bronze, and Copper Age, they're running a huge risk. Case in point, Iron Man 3. This is to the right is Ben Kingsley, who played the Mandarin, or at least we thought was the Mandarin at the beginning of Iron Man 3. That movie had me. Ben Kingsley, again, a veteran actor, and they love to play villains. He would have been the perfect Mandarin for a long time. why they did a switch at the end was I blame the director. It was it wasn't who directed the first movie from the Iron Man role, not Paltrow. What's his name? Anyway, he directed Iron Man 1 and 2, but they chose a new director for Iron Man 3 who made a horrible mistake. They chose these, I don't know, Molten Men people. I don't know who these people were, but even though the movie made tremendous amounts of money, the movie as a story bombed. And I've seen it once. I will never see it again because I was so disappointed. The Mandarin was a mainstay character. We need mainstay characters in the MCU, and now that character no longer exists, and they did a horrible job trying to explain that in the Shang-Chi movie. This is where the MCU can get into real trouble by straying away from the path that is already set upon them, thanks to Stan Lee, Kirby, and the Marvel bullpen. The Silver Age broke the mold. They had, when Stan Lee and Kirby did what they did, they began an explosion in comic book interest. And that was the foundation that they moved into the Bronze Age and even the Copper Age. But they never forgot their origins from the Silver Age. And that's where they had success. When they lost me I was a loyal purchaser of Marvel comics until the mid-90s, because when the mid-90s began, they began to go in a very different direction, and they completely ignored their foundations of the Silver, Bronze, and Copper Age. And the comics are more expensive, and to me, they simply weren't that interesting. The MCU is something we are counting on for a number of reasons, including speculation and entertainment. If they stick to the path that's already set for them, they will continue to have success. And I think Iron Man's 1 and 3 are probably one of the best examples of that. Hopefully they're listening, and hopefully we will continue to be entertained for years and decades to come. Let's get to our picks of the week, but before we do, I'd like to bring our good friend Phil Cowan, who will be on the show, by the way, at some point. When I was in Sacramento, I also ran into Phil because he's from that area as well, and he's retired and wants to get into his first comic picks. He's been putting his toe in the water, but he didn't purchase anything until I showed up and sort of helped him along. But I give credit to Phil because he was onto something. This is a man of good instincts, and I want to show you the first pick that he got here. So let's go to our picks of the week. And because we had talked about the San Diego Comic-Con, one of the exciting shows that's coming out is the Daredevil movie. Phil has had an interest and fascination in the Silver Age Daredevil covers, and he is definitely onto something. So to the left is Daredevil number 42. We both got one. They had a nice copy at A1 Comics. By the way, shout out to A1 Comics in Sacramento. If you need a good, reliable source for comics, their grading is excellent. They're usually very generous. In other words, if they'll say the comic's a 4.0, it's usually a 5.0. That's just the way they do things. The prices are reasonable. Check out A1 Comics. They have 3 locations in the Sacramento area. But that is the first comic that Phil got. I forget what we got. There was one other that we got. So he's finally on his way, and Phil will be on the show. He's a very entertaining person and just a wonderful friend. To the right, Stiltman, as we already mentioned on the show, and that is Daredevil, I believe, number 8. And I had one years ago. I'm on the market for it, a bit of a pricey book. But since the Daredevil series, and I'm suspecting because we have Charlie Cox playing Daredevil, I think this is a winner. And I think these Silver Age books are very, very underpriced. Our next book is Daredevil number 12. Oh, we skipped over here. Where'd we go here? Oh, Daredevil 16 and Daredevil 17. Of course, the number 16 is extremely expensive. It's a gorgeous cover. Probably the better priced one is the one to the right, Daredevil 17. But look at the cool, Spider-Man light reflection on the wall there. These are fun, very underrated stories. Just get them for the cover price, but I don't think you can go wrong with any of these. Next we have Daredevil. We should be 12 now, Ian. What's next on our list? No, we went to we're going to go to Frogman. We're sort of out of order here, but that's all totally fine. Daredevil 25. There's the first appearance of Frogman. Everyone's having a little bit of fun with that, but apparently this is his father in the comics. Actually, quite reasonable to get this, and I think we might see this particular villain in the Daredevil movie, perhaps even the She-Hulk movie. To the right is a really gorgeous copy, hard to get in high grade because it's a black cover. Thor number 30. I don't have this one. These are all on my list too to get, but again, I'm just for the story line, I would definitely get your hands on these. Next we have should be Daredevil 37. Ian, what do we have next? Yeah, Daredevil 37. Again, another gorgeous copy, black background with Doctor Doom. And so that anything with Doom in it is absolutely exceptional and something you should get your hands on, even low grade, just for the story value. And to the right, I have a high grade of this one, Daredevil 43, the first meeting of Daredevil and Captain America. Just a fun story. And again, Daredevil, I think, is going to be a mainstay in the MCU for some time. Next, we have Daredevil 52, and I believe this is the first the first meeting between Daredevil and the Black Panther, with the Panther coming back in the MCU. Coupled with Daredevil. I think it's simply a matter of time before these two get together. And I could be wrong, but I believe this is their first appearance, and I think very reasonably priced. To the right, this is one of the few, and I don't mean to insult the man, but I've never been a fan of Steve Gerber, the writer, but he did a fine job in Daredevil 99. Now, this is a crossover with Hawkeye and Daredevil. This is when Hawkeye leaves the Avengers. He wants to regain his flame with the Black Widow. Matt Murdock has nothing to do with this, and there was a fun comedic fight that they have. It's a fun story, and it continues on in Hulk 166 and then Defender 7. But again, this is just all Daredevil run. And you can even go with the first, 150, 140 issues of the Daredevil run. I think they're extremely undervalued, and I'd start looking into them as soon as you can. And the last one I picked up for myself, and this has nothing to do with Daredevil, I found this at A1 Comics, and it's Captain America number 106. That struck me, that was clearly a cover purchase. That is, to me, the most gorgeous Jack Kirby Captain America cover I've ever seen. I mean, Jack Kirby has some brilliant art, but that one really, really struck me. If you can find that in a nice, crisp mid to high grade, I would get your hand on it, just again to say you have a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. And there's that Daredevil 12 that we started off with. And I mentioned that because there's I don't know if that's the first meeting with Daredevil and Kazar. I think Kazar is also going to be joining the MCU at some point. He had a lot of history in the MCU. I think I would not sleep on any Kazar appearance moving forward. In the next episode, guys, what we're going to do is take a look at something that's bothered me for the longest time. What is the Marvel Silver Age? What is the Marvel Bronze Age? There's been classifications by people that I truly don't think understood when those ages began and ended. I think there needs to be a reclassification with that, plus a description of what the Silver Age actually is and what it meant. Because history has told us, if you don't know where you've been, you don't know where you are. And everyone, thanks for joining us. For the Ian Hoodrat Network, I'm Dan De La Torre, and this is Comic Book Corner. Uh-oh.
Repping some Stilt Man, that's all. All right, I'll get that out of the way. Sorry, I'll just talk about Stilt Man. I had to break him in.
I know. I'm sorry. I want to see it. It's sick. I was muted. I want to see it. I know everybody else wants to see it.
Okay.
I want to see it, bro.
It's Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure came out a couple years ago.
That's cool. That is so cool.
That's awesome, bro. That's
they
awesome.
had they paired the legs with a Build-A-Figure hand ninja, and I've seen videos of people with like 20 of these legs on them, making them like the side, like go to the ceiling at 10 feet tall. I just stuck with the base legs, but it's pretty rad.
That's sick, man. That's sick, dude.
John, you're going to make me dig all I had, I don't know, maybe a couple hundred action figures, but I've got no place to put them. This is the only place my wife allows me to put anything. But
I know that.
Like all of us right here. Like, this is it.
But I had all the villains versus all the heroes, and all faced off each other. And I had all these cool characters. I never got Stiltman though. I don't think they sold it. I forget the company that made those, but I got to get my hands on one of those.
This is Marvel Legends.
Okay. All right.
A couple of years ago, year and a half.
All right.
2 years ago.
I think I could find that one for you.
I gotta grab it.
He's not that pricey. It's still, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
Still good.
All right, guys. You guys okay, man? We're going to do the big, what everybody's been waiting for, guys. You guys ready, man, for the wheel?
Hey,
so
great segment, Dan. I just want to say great
Dan,
segment, Dan.
it was,
Thank you.
as always, man. As always, man.
You
As
could
always.
see the chat light up once he was talking about the economy and what kind of books to buy and the Silver Age, Bronze Age, Golden Age. You know, that's where it's at. I agree.
I just want I want everyone to enjoy and love the hobby, but don't get hurt while doing it.
Yeah. But there's some great bargains in those Silver
Yes.
and Bronze Age right
Yes, absolutely.
You guys think Daredevil is still a good buy right now? All the Silver Age stuff, the early ones.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
now. I say let things die down just a tad and just go in and get some Daredevil, some Silver Age
So, yeah,
Daredevil.
and non-key Daredevil books are still pretty affordable too.
Yeah.
Yes.
With most of the Marvel Silver Age titles, Daredevil is still very undervalued in my opinion.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Appreciate the guidance.
Thank you always for your hard work, Dan.
Yeah.
You know, like like I always say, man, it's the best segment on YouTube. Comic.
Thank you. It's a labor of love.
Yes.
Thank you.
It is, man. It's awesome, dude. As always, man. But yeah, we got to give the people, what they've been waiting for. The big draw, man. The big draw. So let me stop sharing that one. I'm gonna share this one. So John, I put you in there too. You and P Dot, man, as being guests. So for the raffle, man. Here we go.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
You got my
you
boy
guys are-
Gene right here, right? You got him in there.
Yep, I just put him in there, man. I've been adding people as they come in, man. It's the only way I could do it. You got to keep adding and adding.
Oh,
So,
before you run that, man, Processed Meat Man is me. I don't need to be in there twice. You can
oh,
take-
okay, all right, okay.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's
okay,
my
let me-
YouTube.
Okay, I was like, do you
Wanted
got
to
a
join the
brother, bro?
chat. I
You have
wanted
a
to
brother?
join the chat.
Okay. But so you're in there, right there, Meat Man as well. Everybody, man, let me see. Nowhere Bound's here. Okay, I just seen him pop in. I didn't put him in there. Nowhere. What's up, Nowhere Bound? I got you, bro. Who else is in here? Let me see. Nando. I got Nando, and I got Gene. I got Efren. Everybody's in there. Hey, thanks, Nowhere, for letting me know you were there, bro, man. Because if you're watching, man, you deserve to be in here too. So
I'm still waiting for Nowhere Bound to show up on a show. That guy's got a ton of information in his head. He could be on our show.
yeah, come on anytime, man. Yeah, definitely just reach out to us on DM, me, Dan, or John. We'll get you on, man. So, but we're giving that pretty one. Did you get one of these, John? You were in the Hall H line. Yeah, the Hall H line killed it. Right?
No, I missed that one. I got the big exclusive I was after was the Mando.
Yeah, there you go, bro.
And
That was a hard one to get, bro. Like,
yeah,
dude.
I gotta say a shout out to Doctor of Comics for he was an instrumental in me.
where's
procuring-
James at, bro? Where's James?
He and a few others helped me out getting a copy of that. So
Yeah, it was a hard one, man. Like, they were giving out 25 on preview, then 50 on Thursday and Saturday, and then they sold out. It was done,
Yeah.
So, yeah, hey, come on anytime. There you go, Nowhere Bound. Yeah, bro, you should come on, man. And for sure. So, as the guest, John, how many times do you want me to shuffle this thing, bro?
Oh man, you're gonna do that to me, huh? Let's go with since they announced they're wrapping up Phase 4. Let's go with 4.
4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So on the count of 3, man, I want you to, or you count down to 3, and I'll hit the circle for you, bro. Go ahead, John.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
All right. Good luck, everybody. Here we go, man. For this Souza Micah. Who we got? I hope it's someone in the chat. Oh, I could just give it. Oh, Mitch Sparrow, man. What's up, Mitch? Mitch is he's a watcher on the Rewind as well, man. You almost got the Dan right, man. I know Dan's in there somewhere, but I could have just handed it to Dan. If it went to Dan, I just handed it up to LCS on Wednesday. I was like, come on, get the Dan, bro, get the Dan. But Mitch, I'm gonna look for you on. I think you left your Instagram, but if not, man, I don't think you did. If you didn't, DM me, man. DM me over on Instagram, and I'll mail it out to you, man. Congratulations, man. You get this beautiful thing right here, man. This beautiful book from San Diego Comic-Con, one of the hottest ones.
Oh,
of the
that's
convention.
sweet. That's
Exclusives,
so sweet,
man. Yeah, and Susan Micah, she's been coming up with some big covers, man. So And I think there's only 1,000 of these, John, right? Like 1,000?
Yeah,
Was
I'm
there?
not sure. No, I'm not sure how many. Yeah, but there
Yeah,
aren't too
very-
many. Yeah.
There aren't too many, man. There aren't too many. So yeah, you get that as well. All right. But before we bounce, I want to thank everybody for joining us, man. We got a bunch of congrats out here. Look at Gene. Congrats, man. Love to come on. I could flash Stan Yellows for you guys. Oh damn, bro. Like
Yeah,
let's
he's-
do this,
he's got
man.
some books.
You
Yeah.
got some books, man. You got some books, huh? Hey, James says he got you, bro. He got you, John. You know. And then Nando's congrats from John. Congrats, Mitch. And then who's this? Salutations, bro. I like that. Salutations, man. Salutations, man. All right, man. Before we leave, let me stop sharing this real quick, and then I want to share this so y'all can know where Meat Man's gonna be and where you can find him. Here you go, John. Where can they find you, bro?
All right, Instagram primarily. That's where I share all my my comic hunting adventures and all that stuff. I just started the whatnot page, so there's nothing there yet. So
Awesome, man. And they can find you.
This is for you, Efren. I'll show a big book just for you, man.
Let me see.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ouch.
smoking, bro. Oh, wow.
Damn.
Keeping with the spirit of the conversation.
Holy
John,
smokes.
John wins. John wins. It's over.
Holy smokes, bro. Holy smokes.
Just for you, Efren.
Holy. Oh, just for Efren. There you go, Efren. Hey, look, man, it's a DJ of the show, man. That's Plainclothes D, man. You can find him over there on Instagram as well, man. Always dropping the beats, man. Look at that, bro. You got some fire from Azores, man. You know? So Gene said, is this Gene? Is this Gene from Shortbox? I don't know, man. I only know one Gene. You know?
He's on IG.
He's on IG. Okay, what's up, Gene? Thanks for coming, bro. Let me see, man. So you can find Meat Man. That's John over here on, and you're doing a whatnot too, right, bro?
I just started the account, so I'm just gonna try and build it up a little bit before I.
There you go, man. Look for Meat Man over on. Come on, guys. We have like 15 in the chat, man. Jump over to whatnot. I know you guys got a whatnot. Give John a follow because you know he already has the heat, bro. He just showed the heat right there. I was like, oh my god, man. Like,
thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it. This was fun.
nah, man. Like, bro, you're welcome to come on anytime, bro. You bring the knowledge, man. And I think we all appreciate that you were able to tell us what happened over there in Hall H because I know we were all FOMOing, man. You know, like.
Oh, and if anyone's curious, so that panel with the E Entertainment panel with the comedian was Dulce Sloan. She was absolutely hilarious. She kept everybody awake. I had to look up the name because I couldn't remember it, but she was, had everybody rolling, man. She was great. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. And then P-Dot had to bounce early, man. But this is where you can find P-Dot, man. P-Dot does live sales. I think every
every Thursday and Saturday. He has Thursdays and Saturdays every week.
Yeah, and he brings some heat, man. P-Dot always brings the heat, bro. And he's at every con here in Southern California as well. So go look him up, man. And you know, one of my goals was to get to P-Dot's booth, but San Diego Comic-Con Worldwood just takes you wherever it takes you, right, John? And John, it's like John, this is your first one ever, right? Like it just takes you on a ride that you can't deny and say no to, you know.
It takes your feet on a ride too. Let me tell you,
bro. I had new shoes, man, for Comic-Con, and it ate them up, bro. There's it ate them up. I was like, what the hell? These are nice shoes. It ate them up. So yeah, they're gonna be used for the gym only. You know, and I was like, I thought I could sport them out in like the community and in San Diego, but no, man, it's gym only now. So yeah, that's what San Diego Comic-Con does to your feet, man. The whirlwind of San Diego Comic-Con. Hopefully Dan can come, next year, bro. Like, that would be awesome.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
Okay, let me know, man. We'll talk. All right.
Okay.
Me and John got you, man. Me and John got you, bro.
Yeah, for real.
And then Hoodratville wasn't able to come, man. He wasn't anywhere where there could be a camera. But that's where you can find Hoodratville. He's part of the Rap Pack, man. And John, where can they find you, bro?
Hey, man, everybody knows where they can find me, but everyone, please do me a favor. Ian puts a lot of work into this show. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. He puts a lot of work into the show, and it's a great show. So, do me a favor and hit that like, please.
Hey, thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. John always makes me and Dan blush, man. Every show, bro. You know. Yeah, and we got thanks for the sub, John. There you go, man. One other one, man. We're closing in on 1,000, bro. We're at like 650, so that means we need like 350 more. Bro, we're past halfway, bro. Like we could do it. We could do it by next Comic-Con, man. We can all be at the panel and say like, it was a hard road, bro. If you ever listen to that song that running up the hill that was on Stranger Things, that was us running up that hill to get to 1,000, bro. So we appreciate y'all, man. And then Dan, where can they find you, bro?
Well, hit me up on the IG. I'm actually starting to post things again. I'm getting not so lazy anymore because I've got some things to talk about, comic book related, and I'm more into Star Trek as well. So there's we got ad lib. 5. We're doing 8, 7,
multiverse.
6, 5. There he goes. Now he has to go in and out because the sound always jacks up. But yeah, you can find Dan over here at at Dan_la_Tori, man. And look at those books, bro. Dan's posting. Damn. Dan got heat, man. Dan got heat. All right. And there's Dan here. We're gonna bring Dan back in the house, man. There you go, Dan.
My enemies hacked my account, obviously.
We gotta call Comcast again, bro.
I don't. It's fun. You should see the jury rigging I've got here in my system. I'm surprised I'm able to do any broadcasting. Hit me on IG. I am posting more stuff here, more comic book related stuff, and actually more Star Trek stuff because those are my two loves regarding science fiction. And then you can join myself and Hoodat on the Tony Sanders show. We're kind of regulars there. Check out the last episode. He pulled out a surprise move. I won't say what he did, but he made the show towards the end of that show. So, anyway, check us out every other Friday.
And big shout out to our boy Kirk, man. We miss you. We miss you, Kirk. Kirk has a new job, so like he's trying to get the Mondays off, but you got to take care of that business first, man. But we love Kirk. He's always gonna be part of the Rat Pack, man. And we can't wait for you to come back, man. We can't wait for you to come back and join us over here at the Monday Night Comic Book Jive, man. But big news, man. I'm gonna be bringing back the Trending Not Trending show. That's where I'm picking books. Not because of the names, but because of like how they're selling. And there's some really like obscure books that are selling right now. I found a couple that are happening. They have to be over, what is it, 50%, as a 50% more sold than previous weeks, and they're Silver Age books. Dan's gonna like it, man. So Dan, tune in. I'm gonna be doing a Trending Not Trending show every other Monday. That coincides with the Monday Night Comic Book Jive, so you can tune in to us live, and then we'll do the Trending Not Trending, here at Monday Night Comic Book Jive in 2 weeks, and then I'll have one next week. So follow that lead. And look, man. So this guy right here, man, this Josue Pandeli, he also was part of one of the panels at San Diego Comic-Con. He's one of my best friends out here in San Diego. So thanks for tuning in, bro, and. Did you finally sub up to my channel, bro? Come on, man. Come on, compadre, man.
That's subscribe.
Help us get there, bro. Help us get there, man. But I appreciate everybody that showed up, man, and stuck with us, man. This was like one of our biggest shows that we've had. I think it was all because of John. John, they came for you, bro. Just saying, man. You showed up, bro, and we had one of our biggest shows, man. So we appreciate you coming on, man, and all your insight and all your knowledge, man. You had a lot of knowledge to go with that insight, that happened to Hall H.
Hey, man, it's all you, bro. I'm just surfing your wave.
Oh, bro. We're sharing the wave, okay? You can have the front. I'll just stay in the back, bro, and cruise cruise the shoulder, man. But we appreciate everybody that came on, man, and thank you for sticking with us for 2.5 hours, I think, man.
Yeah.
What's it? 2 hours and 43 minutes, man. Yeah. We appreciate you guys. Any last words before we bounce, guys?
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for checking us out, guys.
All right, y'all, man. I'm Hoodrat, your Hoodrat, and we the Rat Pack with the Meat Man. And we're out, man. Peace.